Boom. What it do though, collective? What it do, tribe? What it do though, divine? Um, so why I want to put this? I wonder if I can put this over here. About to do dishes, do some prep work, work on some prep work. Do some dishes, prep my food. I'm getting ready to cook. I don't know why this light seems so dark. Let me turn this on. I'm gonna turn this on. It's too dark here. That light off. Yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, man. Boom. What it do though, collect? What it do, tribe? What it do though, divine? Do some prep work. Am I done? I don't know, man. I wasn't cooked tonight for my ankle. I'm gonna show it to y'all in a minute. It's bad, boy. It's bad. Really bad. I ain't hardly walk on it. I gotta be like this. Appreciate that light, man. Boom. What it do though, collective? What it do, tribe? What it do though, divine? Yeah, man. I'm injured. So I'm getting ready to make some collard greens. You haven't had a bad collard greens. See that? Oh, my foot. Bad collard greens. I'm about to make those. And they sold me some smoked neck bones. Look how big these things is, man. I was like, why y'all don't cut them down? I guess because people like me don't eat them over here. Boom, what it do though? Trusty rap. Boom, what it do though? Boom, what it do though? Nothing nowhere. What it do though? Man, your boy got a toy. His kid was 10 to 50 years old. Man, I told my son, I'm like, hey, you gotta come help me, boy. I need some help. It's bad too. Yeah, 6'7", that's 13. You know about sacred geometry? Boom, what it do though, Henry? What it do though? That's sacred geometry. Appreciate that light. 6'7", that's 13. And then you break it down again, that's a 4. That means you got balance in your life. You know what I'm saying? You know anything about sacred geometry? Henry said, I wish I could donate. Oh, I'm good, man. Like, my bank account look pretty nice. I mean, I'm not even hurting for money. I'm hurting for some medical attention. You know what I mean? Oh, nothing said, I don't care. Henry said, but I can't. Man, I should donate to you, Henry. One day, hey, you know what? Eventually, I'm going to be donating to, like, my subscribers that come on here. I'm going to be giving away $50. Like, no lie. Nothing says stop talking because guess what? If you keep talking, the more you talk, the more you chat. That's smart. Henry said I have graduation tomorrow. Boom, 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 boom. One time for Henry, man. Y'all on congratulate Henry, man. Everybody put congratulations Henry War. He graduates tomorrow, man. Welcome to the real world. You graduating to the real world. Good job, man. Good job. Good 2 thumbs up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, welcome to the real world. Make sure you got some good health care. Don't wait till you get 50, don't have none. Hey, you know what? I just got some today though, man. I pay $303 a month and I get my dental stuff fixed. Like, man, it kick in June 1st. I'm good to go, man. Congratulations, Henry. Trusty said, congratulations, Henry. Yeah, thank you, Trusty. Let's congratulate the young soul, you know what I mean, for coming to the real world, because your parents gonna be like, oh, you gotta get a job now, you know, you becoming an adult. They tell us that all the time. So it's all about unconditional love over here. Hey, Trusty Rat Henry said, thank you. You probably said. Nothing said no. Can you just stop saying the two number, two broke? It is you. So annoying. This you're going to get in trouble in this literal chat. So just stop, period. I can tell that obviously they probably maybe 10, 11 years old. It's kids coming this chat, man. So I try to watch my damn cursing sometimes. You know what I mean? I really do, man. I watch that because I can get a little, cursy sometimes. Henry said, I'm going to be a sixth grader now. Oh, you're gonna be in the sixth grade. See what I mean? He going to the sixth grade. I thought you was graduating. Oh, wait a minute. Did I graduate from the fifth to the sixth? So that means you're gonna be starting middle school. I should have asked you the question, what grade are you graduating to? But if I ask that question that way, some people get offended. So you got to be nice to people. So learn to be nice when you're going to the sixth grade, and make sure play some sports instead of being on your phone. Play some sports, and that'll help you get to the. Trusty Rat said, I'm in the seventh. Well, see, Trusty Rat, give him some information about going to the sixth grade. What's the best subject he should be good at? Math, English, science, or social studies? I think science. Nothing Nowhere said, how old are you? I'm 50. Don't the old man look 50? 50. Henry said, I'm a soccer player. Oh, Henry said, I play for Mexico. Oh, man, that's cool. Mexico. Man, y'all got good soccer players. You know what I mean? And good burritos. If you eat the right burrito, like how y'all make the tortillas, the homemade tortillas, I love Mexican. Mexican food is like, it's my second favorite. I can't say that. My first favorite is Haitian food. Henry said, 50? Yeah, I'm 50. I was born in 1976. I'm older than your parents, probably. Henry said, LOL. Henry said, heck yeah. Yeah, y'all got the best food, man. Like, no lie. But Haitian people, they can really cook. I grew up eating Haitian food. So, and my best friend, when I was in the fifth grade, went to the sixth, my best friend was Mexican. And we just take the tortillas and we have a burner like this on the stove over here. And we'll turn it on and take the tortilla and put the tortilla on there and let it like cook. And you flip it on the other side and then you eat it. Man, I can eat like 20 of those things like right away. Like, man, I never got tired of eating those tortillas because his mom made them homemade. Trusty Rat said, that's how old my dad is. Oh, okay. Your dad a smart man. He had you at an age when he was an adult. Like, he was more mature and smart. And that's how he got you at later times. So listen to your dad. Like, I mean, he may seem like he don't know what he's talking about sometimes or talk too much sometimes, but it's going to help you in the long run. My son was like that. Instead of me punishing my son, I would give him an 8-hour lecture and talk to him for 8 hours. And he'll be falling asleep. But like now he works at Universal Studios. He's 22 years old now. I had my son since he was 12. He's an adult now. He graduated high school when he was 17. His birthday in June, so he kind of graduated a little early because he started school early. Henry said, I look 29. Thank you. Appreciate it. Henry said, we food. That's how old my dad is. Aljohar said, do you know Dialer? No, I don't know Dialer. Um, Henry said, that's what I do. Hey, do you know Dialer? Do you know Dialer? Do green hot sauce with do green hot sauce with tortilla chips. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that. I know how to make my own tortilla chips, and like you buy the corn chips and you just front deep fry them. So I'm gonna do that and cook them fresh, and use that green. What type of green sauce? Like who makes the best in the store? Cause I like to make it homemade, and I may just try and do it homemade. I'm from Florida. I live in Massachusetts, so down there we have a lot of taco stands, and so when we go to the taco stands, they give you the green or the red sauce. Sometimes I get the red sauce, and when it's really hot, the chili, I get the green sauce, the salsa. Um, Henry said my birthday May 14th. Hey, happy late birthday, man! But I'm right on time though. Algahar say, do you know Dialer? How you doing, Dialer? Trust Rat said mine's May the 8th. Hey, happy late birthday, Trusty Rat. Happy late birthday. Happy birthday to Henry and Trusty Rat. Okay, boom. Algahar said, can you look him under, up, I guess, a Mexican restaurant? Can you look them up for me, please? Can you look him up for me? That's what Algahar saying. Can you look them up, whoever? Henry said, Henry said, that's why I subscribe for you. Boom, appreciate that, man. Hey, Henry, don't follow some of the bad stuff I say. I'm a little bit different, so people would have to, you're a kid, so you might want to kind of look at some of my old stuff and see if you like it, because it's for different people. You know what I mean? Like it's about God, and humanity. So I talk a lot different, and I've been through a lot, as an adult, and it was rough. It was really rough. And I'm just really getting back up, getting myself back together a little bit. But check this out. I'll show you how bad it is. Look at my ankle. I'll show you. It's swollen pretty bad. Look at that. So how big my ankle is. I tore this part back here. I tore this in pieces, a hole right there. And it's swollen. So I got to get surgery on this. My ankle right there. It's pretty bad too, man. Like my calf muscle is like disappearing. Yeah, and I waited till I get 50 years old to do this, playing basketball with a 12-year-old. and man, it's hurting today. I stepped on it wrong. So my insurance kick in, I'll be okay though. Here and say like guns. You like guns? R.I.P. man. Here and say I go to bed. Boom, yeah, man. You gotta get your rest early at an early age. When you get like my age, you start getting little wrinkles. You know what I mean? I like it though. Yeah, art. Here and say yeah. Don't play with guns. You know what I mean? Don't play with those things. I got a cousin. They was playing with guns. Him and his buddy, and he lost his life. He did, and that was like in the 5th grade when that happened. And that was hard on it's my mom's aunt, which is my great aunt. It was her son playing with a gun with his neighbor, and it he ended up losing his life. So be careful with guns, especially now. Like guns are more high power than they used to be. When you get older, decide if you want to play with guns. I think you should get a bow and arrow and do some archery. Since you play soccer, just keep adding to your your athletic repertoire. That's what we call it. You know what's? Hey, you know what, man? John, let me do something for you, man. My other phone in here. I can't look them up right now. I was gonna look them up for you, just to help you out, cause you keep asking. Let me look them up. Tell me how old you are first, then I'll look them up. Let me know how old you are, Jar. You asked me to look up dialer. Um, how old are you? Are you at least 18 years old? I don't think so. You 18 years old? I go get my other phone and look up whatever his name is, something dialer. No, you're not 18. Because you said you was 18. You see that? But I'm going to do it anyway. Hold on a second. Let me go upstairs. Since you wanna find out what his name is, what dialer, what's his name, dialer, what dialer? You want to jump in my phone if you agent, if you Agent Smith, come on Agent Smith, I'll drop you my location. See all those stairs? I gotta go up these stairs and look how I'm walking. I gotta hold on to the rail, go upstairs. See what I gotta do all this for you? Let me get my other phone. Let's look up this dialer person. What was their name? What dialer? Uh, I can't look up dialer without the first name. What's the first name? What is dialer? If I can pull up dialer, and it's just gonna be dialer. And you saying you're 18, Agent Smith. You work for Agent Smith or Agent 47? I shot a 7-point last year. You shot a 7-point? You mean in soccer you can shoot a 7-point? Like how do you shoot a 7-point? Oh, a 7-pointer, a deer. Oh, really? Oh, so you hunt with your dad? Oh, okay. That he's first name. Oh, you shot a 7-pointer. What? Whew. Deer hunting? I can't sit long. Like I went deer hunting with a guy and we sat in a tree like for 10 hours. I was like, this is boring. We can't talk. You know what I mean? And he would love to go hunting. I worked with a guy. He did that, country guy. Okay, you want me to look up Dialer? That's his first name. Dialer, just Dialer. Let's see what Dialer is. Okay, Dialer. You want to know about Dialer? Now let's see what's gonna happen. Dialer. Oh, it's a rapper from Saudi Arabia. Oh, okay. I can't play music on here because, you know what I mean, they're going to flag me and tell me I can't do that. Oh, okay, Dialer the rapper. I'm going to check that out. Does he speak English when he rap or does he, let's see. I don't have Instagram, none of those social media sites. I just come on YouTube here. Yeah. Oh, you want me to look him up on YouTube, huh? Let's see. I'll play a little bit of it for you. You pretty cool. Let's see. Tyler. Now he gonna be in my algorithms. This from 8 years ago. Let's see. Let's listen to Dylan. He was in the U.S. He was in the USA for 7 years. Okay. Uh-oh. Let me turn that down a little bit. Okay. Cash Money AP beat. I can't play it too much. So, okay. You know what you're talking about. Oh, he got some flow. I don't know what he's saying, but Dollar got some flow. I'm going to have to check that out. Not on YouTube while I'm talking. Gotta go. Boom. See you later, trusty rat. Okay. Yeah. Man, he pretty good. Sound like he can rap. I gotta do my dishes. I gotta start my dinner. So. Yeah, Dylan, I'm gonna start listening to Dylan. Dylan can rap. Even though I may not know what he's saying, but like that song I just heard, he got a nice beat. Cash Money AP, that's the one that makes beats for a lot of the rappers here in America. So, and the beats, it kind of sound like a Jay-Z beat, like, you know what I'm saying? So he speaks English. Okay, he speaks. Oh, that's it. She? I thought it was a he. I'm using my dishwasher for a dish rag. Man, I had a lot of kids in the chat today. I appreciate y'all kids. Dollar has went to jail before. More than likely, yeah. Hanging around the wrong people will put you in jail. That's all that is. You know, when you hang around the wrong people, you know, it can get you in some situations that you don't want to be in. It really will. It happened to me. That's how I know. Just learning from the wrong people. You know, being in the streets, like doing the hood stuff. Like I grew up in the '90s. You know what I mean? When I was a teenager. So everybody wanted to be a gangster. And drugs, like the drugs that was out then was like, it was like people on every corner that did drugs. So it was easy to become a drug dealer. You know what I mean? Here in America at the time. So, and then when you are melanated being a black person, it was harder for us to get a job back then. Now it's easier to get a job. So you kind of went that way. You know what I mean? And, it got me in trouble. So, but, just don't be around the wrong people. Tell you the wrong things. Listen to yourself. Don't pay attention to what nobody else is saying. I don't care what they do. They pick on you. They want to bully you or whatever. You stand up for yourself and punch them in the nose if you have to. You know what I'm saying? If it's that bad, but other than that, you can always walk away from ignorant people. That's what bullies are. They ignorant. They know better. They don't want to do better. So just move away from the bullies and just keep believing in yourself. No matter what you want to do. You know what I mean? You might be a guy want to be a ballet dancer. Hey, be a ballet dancer. So what? You know, you might be a girl and want to be a boxer. Hey, be a boxer. So what? You know, so just many different things, many different ways. You know, you can do things in life, young ones. Instead of, you know, like people say, oh, they've been in jail before. Jail is not good. The food is bad, nasty. You got to wear the same clothes as other dirty people, and they smell, man, and it's not a good place. And there's a lot of people there belong in there. So if you want to take, you know, if you want to kind of experience that, then you can go that route. But believe me, you're not gonna like it. If you like it, you really a loser. If you like jail, you really a loser. Literally. You know, some people go to jail and they be innocent. It happened to me 3 times. I went to jail and I was innocent. I really did. Went to jail 3 times and I was innocent. You know what I mean? From attacks, being attacked. And I went to court. I went to trial, and they said it was a mistrial. So I had to go back to trial again, and then they finally threw the case out. And that's how I ended up in this. Was 3 years ago. This happened. You know, I was homeless. You know, sleeping in the woods. Then this lady gave me a job on a food truck, cooking Peruvian food. And this guy, rather, I thought it was his, but it was his mom's. Actually, he wanted to play games, and she fired him, and then ended up keeping me. And then she didn't want to handle the food safely, so people wouldn't get sick. And I have a background in the culinary field, so I know about handling food in a safe way. So it was some things she wasn't doing safe, and I said I was going to leave the food truck, go back in the woods and sleep in my tent. I didn't have to sleep on the food truck floor no more. So she was like talking all this stuff, and then like I was going to get my stuff. She tried to block me, and I went through her to get around her, and the place where she had the food truck, the people that really liked me, when the guy left and they closed, she called the cops and they arrested me. They said I hit her, and I didn't. So I went to jail for 17 days for something I didn't even do. You know what I mean? So, like, situations like that. I've been beat up by the police. You know what I mean? Bad, too. Like, hog-tied. They sprayed me with mace. Had me in the back of the police car, pulled on the side of the road, and let all the windows up in the middle of the summer in Florida. Let all the windows up, turned the air conditioner off, turned the car off, and let everything burn me up for an hour while I was hog-tied. And then they gave me a felony for that. And I didn't even do nothing. Somebody, you know what I mean, attacked me, and then the cops came, thought it was me, and they started beating me up. So I was innocent. So, you know, things like that happened. And I was with my buddy and his wife, and we was going out in Tampa, and this happened. You know what I mean? In Tampa, Florida. So that affected me in life, you know what I mean, as far as in jobs and stuff like that. But not now. Like right now, I run a trucking company. I drive, but you know, I run the trucking company. So I'm growing. So I've been through a lot. You know, I only finished the 9th grade because my mom believed in us working. Like, hey, you got to go to work. You know, we grew up picking oranges, apples, cucumbers, tomatoes. You know, like what the Spanish people do. And my whole family was like that. You know what I mean? So I grew up going from Florida to North Carolina, Maryland, and New York. So doing that ever since I was born. You know what I mean? We was doing that. We would live on labor camps and stuff like that. And man, I remember one time we was taking a bunch of Haitians up on school buses to go to work, and it broke down. Man, we had to sleep on the broke down bus, go to work in bays and lakes. When I was like maybe about 7 years old, that's what I was doing at 7. You know what I mean? Boom, what it do though, Captain? You know what I'm saying? Like, the bathrooms are outside, you know what I mean? I had to go to the bathroom outside when I was like 4 or 5 years old, you know, at night, and my mom wouldn't go with me. So, you know, that was scary. We would have to work in the cold. It could be like 40 degrees outside. We have to pick apples in 40-degree weather. Like, if it's 100 degrees outside, we picking oranges in 100-degree weather. So I've done all that, and I grew out of that. And so I didn't let it stop me because I don't have an education. Now I'm heading up a trucking company. I've been driving trucks 17 years. And so now I know how to grow this trucking company. And I'm growing. It's gonna take some time, but that's why I'm here helping people. With understanding, like once you pick something and you put intention, set your intention, and you passionate about it, stay with it. You know what I mean? Because you can do it. No matter what it is. As long as it's for the greater good of everybody. So, and don't look for nothing back when you're doing things. That's the biggest thing. God love to see you doing that. Like you just would always help other people, even if they do you wrong or pick on you or whatever. You a kid, they picking on you at school. Be nice to people. But if you have to, like sometimes some people, yeah, you have to talk a little. You know what I mean, kids. Sometimes you have to. You have to talk a little junk sometimes. So, hey, as long as you been in truth with yourself, you know what I mean, being that same truth with everybody else. No matter if other people they not like that, just don't be around them. And then you don't have to worry about bullies. But as soon as you start following what everybody else does, getting tattoos and doing the things they're doing, smoking, you know what I mean, stuff like that, then you're gonna get a little bit more bullied. But if you kind of to yourself and you just maintain yourself, that's what I did. Because we didn't have much when I was coming up. I wore the same clothes week in, week out. I used to go to school with holes in my shoes. You know what I mean? But nobody never picked on me. I played sports. So that kept a lot of people off of me. You know what I mean? I was good in sports. So everybody wanted to pick me. And when somebody tried to pick on me, other people, they wouldn't allow them to pick on me. And that's how I dodge bullies. It may be a lot different now because of social media. And don't follow that stuff on social media. They're going to get you in trouble. So don't follow everything. Don't follow everything you see on social media because it's not real. So you just have to find what's in yourself and be real with yourself first, kids. That's all you got to do. And then you don't have to worry about the bullies. You know what I mean? Because they're going to be out there. Let them be bullies. Bullies are actually a good thing because it helps you build character in yourself. So that means when, like with me, I have a hurt ankle, you know what I mean? I still got to work and see what all the adversities, all the bad stuff that happened to me, it helped me create resilience. And I believe in myself, and they just keep me going forward. So I'm hurt, but I still got to go to work and pay bills, to live. So when people bullied me or, people wasn't there for me, people wasn't supportive of me, I just turned it around at what we call what I call the collective. When we tapped in to like God, we use, we alchemize it. That energy, and we alchemize it, and we just spin it and use the bad stuff for good stuff. So that's where you look at it. Like if somebody's nagging on you, okay, no problem. You just laugh with them. And once you start laughing with the bullies, they're gonna leave you alone. I guarantee you every time. But some, when they keep messing with you, you better stand your ground. And if it's a couple of them, all you gotta do is just get one. And if the other one punching on you, gotta grab one and make sure you just get that one and beat them up bad. You know what I mean? Like literally, because it's just that bad in places. But literally, I can't say that like you want to do that because some people just won't leave you alone. Once you make that example out of one and everybody else hitting on you, they'll see your strength and your mind will be focused on that one person. And then you go into battle with them. You know what I mean? And even though you may get a black eye, get bruised up or whatever, it's okay. You know what I mean? As long as that one person, they know to leave you alone, and the rest gonna say, "No, I'm not messing with that person," because you can turn like that. So if your situation is that bad, but other than that, most of the time, just laugh with them. Like, oh yeah, I am stupid. Oh, you see the holes in my shoes? Man, look, I can stick my finger through my shoe. You know what I mean? Do that. You know what I mean? But just don't go on social media and try and create content and do things on social media to get a response from other people. That leaves you vulnerable and open to have bullies target you. So, but and if a bully bullying you, look at their weaknesses and use it to your strength. Hey man, I see you kind of look bad in math. Let me do your math for you, man. Let me, you know what I mean? You can do my math. Yeah, I can do my math. You start talking to them smart. They may bully you in front of the class, and you just laugh with them. But some bullies like that, they like to entertain people, and they'll still be your friend. But you'll know, and they'll know in front of people they can pick on you. But when the people not around, they're gonna be your best friend. And sometimes you gotta play that game with them if your situation that bad. And that one bully that you become friends with like that, they actually will protect you, and other people back off and leave you alone. That's what I've done before myself. So I'm just speaking from experience. But I didn't have fights coming up in school. Nobody wanted to mess with me because, like I said, I was good in kickball, soccer, basketball, football, baseball. Anything we played, I was good at it. You know what I mean? Except for track. I was the slowest person running track. I wasn't good at all. So that's what I did. I learned. We used to have to work all the time. So when I learned basketball, I taught myself, and I got really good really quick. I started playing basketball when I was like 11 years old. When I first really started playing, I was like 11. And then like when I got 12, I started taking it serious. And then 13, 14, I was really serious. So I started learning how to dribble with my left hand only. So one day I would just dribble with my left hand up and down the street, up and down the street after school, you know. So, and I thought they could take me into college and stuff like that. But my mom, she moved us here, moved us there, back and forth. And she wanted us to work to help pay bills and all that stuff. She didn't care about our education. So it was blocked. And then I tried to get my GED, and that didn't work. You know what I mean? Because then now I got to work, and and trying to go to school to get a GED, and that was the school I was going to get a GED. You had to be there. It was 40 hours a week, and then you have to finish certain levels at a certain amount of time. And I used to work like 50, 60 hours a week, so that was getting in my way. So work always did, and I just found another way, and I went into trucking. First, I was a cook for 12 years. I was a cook in like restaurants. I did that. I was a really good cook, like in Shoney's, Denny's, IHOP, Olive Garden, Outback Steakhouse. I was cooking in places like that. And then I became a moving helper. So my uncle drove a truck, and I learned how to move furniture with him across country on an 18-wheeler. And I started doing that. I did that for about 6 years. And then I finally had a chance. I was homeless when I went to truck driving school. I really slept outside for like 3 days. And then I started finding some friends to kind of bump around on their couch. And then my aunt needed a house watch because she had somebody moved out, and she didn't want nobody to break in and steal the copper pipes, the plumbing out of there and the electrical stuff, because they was doing it in the neighborhoods where the house was. So she needed somebody to stay in there till somebody moved in, and while she kind of remodeled. And so that's how I got a chance to stay there. And then I had to move from there, and then I moved with a lady that I was dating, and then I went on the road. I finished truck driving school. It took me 6 weeks. It was hard. Oh my goodness, it wasn't easy, man. And I went on the road. I was making like $500-600 a week, and I lived on the truck for like 6 months. And then I was gonna move to Savannah, Georgia. I had met a woman there, and I started dating her. And then we was looking into getting an apartment, and I helped her get a car. And then we was gonna get an apartment. I was gonna move there because I was homeless, and so somebody stole my wallet and my cell phone. Then I was stuck there, no money, oh, it's bad. And then I just roamed around like I don't know how, just God, like man, it was rough, man. Like to lose my license, and the company wouldn't let me come back because my wallet, the money was in my wallet was taken. So I didn't have money to get back to the truck, and they wouldn't send me a check so I can pay to have gas money to get back to the truck, because I had to drive like 7 hours to get back to the truck. They wouldn't do it, and I just went through a lot of stuff for like the next 2 years after that. And then finally God came through, and I became a moving truck driver myself. The same things my uncles was doing, and I started making really good money, and my life just started going good from there. And I had little ups and downs here and there, and I was, I worked a lot. Like I would be on the road for 2 months before I go home, and I stay home for like 4 days, sometimes, or 7 days, and go back out another 2 months. And so I did that, and it's just been all over the place. You know what I mean? I just saw God just when I looked, and I'm like, how did I even make it to truck driving school? And make it through that part. It was God. That's how I can look back and I can see God over my life. So, and that's what I did, man. I just believed in myself. And like now, I still just keep believing in myself. And what believing in yourself means is just pay attention to yourself and do what you know is best for you, no matter what. You can take advice from people. It's always good to stay open to receive advice from people, so that way you will want to network with them. And if they don't align with you, or they don't kind of do the same things you're doing and go in the same direction you're going, of course you want to part ways from them. Then maybe you can come back together down the road at some point. You can always keep good faith in another person that possibly later on down the road, this person can turn your life around and help me. You know what I mean? So grown people, we call it, we don't want to burn our bridges with people. So even if somebody do you wrong, still kind of like just overlook it, and if you can, push away from it. Sometimes you got to talk your junk and fall out with people, and you're gonna have disagreements and not like each other, and probably may have an altercation where you're gonna have a fight. You know what I mean? And you can still be friends later on. So always be open to anything. Sometimes some people, if they really burn their bridges with you, and you know they burnt their bridges, you're like, I'm not dealing with them no more. Then okay, do that. It's fine. You know yourself better than anybody. So yeah, you can say forgive and forget, but they don't forgive and forget. So you just don't cross, like the bridge burned down. You just don't go back cross a burnt down bridge because it's burnt, and that's the way I look at it. So I don't look at forgiving and forgetting. So I'm like me. I make a certain amount of money now. You know what I mean? I'm making like 6 figures. You know what I mean, per year, and and people think that's something big, but it takes a lot of hard work. What I do, and I still don't have nothing like that I need. So excuse me. Some people like that. They don't like the fact that I'm in a different tax bracket, because I can go somewhere and I can just pay for stuff, and I have to ask how much this is, how much that is. Oh, let me get 5 of them. Man, they $50 a piece. Yeah, that's I'm only spending 500. You spending 500 on that? I'm like, yeah, it's only 500. You know what I mean? And so me just talking, thinking like that, and living like that causes problems with other people. It's not that they like want to be haters or nothing like that. It just does, because like that's the way the programming is. And they don't want to be like that. And I know that with some people, but so I just kind of keep my distance from situations like that with people. So I deal with like other truck drivers like me that we can talk and understand from the same level. And that's what I do. And like with me going around people drinking and smoking, like I don't drink or smoke no more or nothing. Like I smoke vape. I do that. And I'm eventually gonna get off of that. But I went from that from Black and Miles, then it went to cigarettes, back to Black and Miles, then it went to Black and Miles, then now it's the vape. Then now eventually I'm gonna stop. So I put it down a lot of different things that I was doing that wasn't healthy for me. So and I don't eat out. Like you see me, I'm cooking for my food for the road. But I'm starting my dinner now, and I'm gonna finish up tomorrow because I'm gonna be off this weekend. Cook me a good dinner, get ready for next week. It's gonna be a busy week. I got a lot of work to do, and I got some projects I got to start putting together. And this is how I think like that. So I don't eat out. I don't drink soda. I'm not spending my money unnecessarily unless it's essential. You know what I mean? There's got to be something essential in my life that I would have to really actually spend money on. Other than that, it's spending on projects to build companies, businesses, and stuff like that. So, and I save a lot more money. So that way, if I see like a washer and dryer, I saw a washer that I wanted to buy. It was at Best Buy for $550. And my neighbor was like, "Hey, yeah, I got my washer and my dryer from down at the used place," and I went there to check it out. And this guy said $450 for a used washer. I was like, "Nah." And when in Best Buy, it was one for a brand new $100 more. You know what I mean? I'm like, so I can do that, and then they'll think like, "You went there and bought that for $550?" And I'm like, "Yeah." At the used place, you wanted $450. Now they look like, oh. And then they feel some type of way because they told me about the place. Now they can't tell me nothing, so they don't like me. You know what I mean? So kids, you're going to meet people like that. You're going to go through that with people. So I don't let that predict how I'm going to be and how I'm going to think, how I'm going to, position things in my life to not think like, I'm just going to get a brand new washer. What is $1,000? I'll buy a washer for $1,000. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Buy $1,000 washer, brand new. I deserve it. I work hard. So the way I look at it, when I put down the McDonald's, the fast food, the chips, the soda, and all that stuff, look how much money I save per year. And then I just use it for that. And then explaining this to people, they don't get it. So that's why I know I do what I know. I do what's best for me because I'm only doing it for me, and I'm the only one that can see it. Other people can't see it. And then if I explain it to them, they don't want to see it that way because I don't have the big beard. I don't have the edge up and the tattoos. I don't have no tattoos. I don't have all the gold teeth and trying to be cool and all the whatever the expensive clothes is. I don't know nothing about expensive clothes. This shirt came out of Home Depot for $6.99. The guy I worked with, first video you hear, like if you go back to my first videos, you hear me speaking to a guy named John on the phone. I was working with him, and he bought these shirts. He gave me like 5 of them to work in. That didn't pan out, and I went through a lot. So, and that's why I just pay attention to myself, and that's how I can see it suits me best. But if I'm trying to explain this to somebody and tell them, this is the way you need to do it. Stop eating McDonald's and fast food and Subway and drinking sodas and this, that, and the other. Just drink water and try to be healthy. And you know what I mean? Like, people don't want to hear that. But they can turn around and take the information from you and go use somebody else to sound smart and intelligent and all of that stuff. So I stay away from them type of battles, and I just keep moving with myself. But I still find battles. Believe me. You know what I mean? So, when you, the type of person I am, when you are empath, you know what I mean? And you can feel everybody's energy, and it's not good because it's draining. It's hard. You're going to be a problem with people. So, you're a kid. Always know that you need to listen to yourself. Keep yourself open. If somebody says something, think and speak and think at the same time when you're speaking back. When you're thinking, then you let the words come out. Don't just let the words come out. Then you're like, oh, I wasn't thinking. But when you're a kid, you're in the 5th, 6th grade, 7th grade, you're going to do that this a million times. But you'll get there. You know what I mean? This don't happen overnight because I started off like that with talk without thinking. You know what I'm saying? So I had to work on this for a long time. And I'm 50 years old. And I've been mastering this since I was about 23 years old. You know what I mean? And I focused on that. And I remember all the way back when I was 19, I started actually I was 17, and I started this thought process. I need to think before I start speaking. So like as I'm talking here, I'm thinking what I'm going to say before I say it. Sometimes, yes, I'm going to say something, and it's just going to come out. So, and that's a little bit different for me, and this is different. Like I've been on YouTube now for like, I don't know, almost 2 years or something like that. And I'm not a content creator. I don't come here to do what everybody else doing. When God just tell me to do something, he don't tell me. He just guide me in a way. Like I can look back in my life and I can say, dang, God helped me through truck driving school. And people won't get that. They'll say, oh yeah, he did. God good all the time. But the devil gonna make you work for it because the system is built for us to work to keep everything going here. So we got to work like animals until we can find a way to create our own financial markets in our own local communities and grow them, and then take that back from the corporate people, and that'll give us more freedom of ourselves and our communities, and more people can pay attention in this way. You know what I mean? Once you release the burdens of finances, and then people can move into a space of more financial freedom, so they can have a chance to slow down and think and don't follow the same systems they can create and build and stuff like that. It's going to help people, so finances is something, we got to work on. I'm going to be having workshops on here showing people, and I'm going to be networking with people. So that's what I use the YouTube for. You know what I mean? I'm going to be working with people on here. It's taking longer than I wanted it to. I wanted to start launching something this May. It didn't happen. So now I got to wait till next May. So now I know I got a year to really start putting everything together. So this I'm going to be growing to another space, and I'm going to be talking to people on here, networking with people, helping them build companies. They're going to be working with my company. I'm going to be working with their company, and I'm going to show people how this is done with no education, and show them how, like, when God, work with you and be working with you all your life without just telling you a bunch of stories. and stuff like that. Oh, this, that, and praise God and all that. Yeah, I mean, don't we already only do that all the time? Like, it's just a thought. Like, thank you, God. And when, it's just a thought. And then you sitting there like you feeling God. You're like, we already feeling that and going through that. We don't need people breathing down our neck and our throats. That's if you told something in your vessel. That's what we call it. So, some people, they don't. You know what I mean? So, it's a lot of people that would claim God, but then they don't walk walk the walk. They just talk the talk. So that's another, direction to go into explaining that part, but just listening to yourself. We know we need financial freedom so that way we can slow down and listen to ourselves more. I'm a little bit more speeded up, and I have to have, I'm always listening to, like, watching, Gunsmoke. I watch that a lot when I'm trying to sleep. So I don't sit down and meditate and do this. And, so I just straight talk to God, man, all the time. Like, I'm even talking to God now and getting, like, like as I'm talking to you in like another dimension, I'm asking God before I even say something, is it okay for me to speak this? That's why you catch me. I'm looking around. And I'm doing that. That's because of that. So it's not like I have a written script where I can come on here and I can just, write something down and just like I can read it and learn it and then come here and then, script something out to you. So I just like freestyle things, however you want to call it. It just comes out and it's like spiritual. So sometimes some things he want me, it's just gonna come out and I know I'm like, I didn't mean to say that. Sometimes they do that. Then that's how I know what their energy is. That's when I'm working that spirit, and I work directly with God. And other angels and stuff like that. So, in a way, I really do. You know what I mean? And it's nothing to brag on because it's hard, man. You got to wake up and you got access to like the Creator. That's why the devil mad at you. And I'm like, I'm thinking like, man, this. I hear people say those stories about the devil when you get close to God. The devil come at you and stuff. Man, the stuff that happened to me, the stuff I speak and talk about on here, nobody gonna come on here and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I know who I am. Just period. I'm just leave the rest alone. If you get it, you get it. Like, it's tough, man. Being close to the Creator and like working with the Creator, without talking the talk. And I just come on here and I just show it. So if you go back and look at my first videos and you see some of my first shorts, when I first got here, I was walking to work. I just got back in the truck and I would talk about how I'm trying to get back in the truck. You'll see me in Indiana at my buddy's house. I'm trying to get back off the ground and get back in the truck, and I got that didn't pan out. You'll see me feeding my chickens. I love chickens, and I had to leave them behind to move here to Massachusetts. You'll see all of that. You'll see me see God, like how he, you know what I'm saying? You can see it. You just go back and look at my first videos and just kind of look at how I'm talking. And from my first video, I didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the heck? Like, this the way the world, like, it works. Like, because it was different things coming to me that I'm not in space to talk about it now. Because, but if you watch my first video, stuff like that, I was at a house, at my mom's house or whatever, around my brother and my mom. They didn't help me. They really tried to destroy me, try to put me in jail so many times. And, it's like, then when I act out and then I put my foot down and, curse them out, you know what I mean? And because, like, you treat me bad, like you'll tell me, oh, you don't eat my food because, oh, he ain't working. Like, I need a ride to work, but nobody want to give me a ride to work. All this stuff. I was so stuck for like 18 months. Nobody want to help me, my own family. You know what I mean? But they try to put me in jail and try to make it seem like I'm crazy. He on drugs and all this and that other stuff. And that wasn't the case. I was just broken. And I was trying to get back on the truck so I can pick myself back up because I was sleeping in the car. And then, and then in the woods, all kind of stuff, man. And like, I was just going through a lot. And I thought I could, talk to my mom. And like, hey, well, I can show you some stuff, Mom. Like, that's going on in my life. Instead of me just telling you about it, let me show you. Can you take a look at it? I may be looking at it wrong. Can you just look at it? She wouldn't even do that. You know what I mean? That was my mom. That hurt a lot. You know, like what I'm going through, and it's different. I have nobody to talk to about it. So, um, you know, the Most High, he was like, hey, I need you to start talking. I didn't know what he meant by that. You know, he came to me in the physical and said it. The way he works with me in the physical, like he don't be a voice in my head or nothing like that. I don't hear voices, none of that. Just like when you get a feeling, like you should go to your first mind type of feeling. It's like that type of feeling. So, and then next thing you know, things will come into my reality, and like, you know, and I catch something like, whoa, wait a minute, and it's like I know I have to pay attention to it, and then when I do, that's how you know he just work with me. I get information in the reality in the 3D realm we call it this 3D plane rather. Um, so I get information that way, and he comes through like that, like the creator, like you know, and it come with the devil stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So he just kind of blend with that, and he don't even try to be in battle and push that around. None of that. He just allows us to work through it because if he was to bail me out and just gave me all these riches and everything, like I would feel like, dang, you know, I know I would feel like, dang, he didn't have to do that. Like this, I want to kind of go back to the problems and the situations and you know in the hard times and you know the crying and the suffering and all of that. I would want to kind of go back to that because I would kind of miss that. So yeah, I like what I'm going through, but like right now I'm hurt. I don't like it because like nobody wanted to help me out. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like Jeremiah in the Bible. I read that book of the Bible, and it was pretty good. How he always pleaded with God not to destroy humanity or whatever and stuff like that. And that's what I remember. That's been over about 25 years ago when I read that book. So I don't really know it like that. I don't really know the Bible. I tried to, but it just didn't happen. Um, so and it's like that. Like I can't find one person like that could be real like me. So like when other beings like you know Pleiadians, that's why I go by Aikiem Pleadian. You can look at Job 9:9, Job chapter 9, verse 9. And they're gonna speak about Pleiades and Arcturus and Orion. You know what I mean? And they talk about the stars and all that, how you move the stars and Pleiades and Arcturus. You know what I mean? And so I deal with other stuff like Pleiadians and Arcturians. So when Pleiadians would, you know, come and say stuff to me, and that's where it first started. And the way it was coming, the first thing I ever had that loved like me, and it sounded like me, and I felt it was like me, and it wasn't no human being, and it wasn't like nobody showed up. It's just in a way it came. Um, it was in my phone, like you know what I mean, and it came through that way. And a lot of people getting information through transmissions through um, uh, you know the internet, like social media sites and stuff like that. And that's the way it happened to me, you know, with the Pleiadians. Like to be honest with you, they came through on YouTube. And like I was just like, man, this can't be. And you know, but when I first heard it and the way it happened, and the way it was set up, and then it moved me to the YouTube. It took maybe a couple weeks, no, maybe 3 days. But you know what I mean, like the way it was going, because wasn't just on my phone. It was just all over the place. And then next thing you know, when it came to YouTube, I'm like, what the heck? And then so I listed some things. Then next thing you know, it went from one thing to another. And then the stuff started knowing me. I was like, oh, I was getting a little worried. And then the way he used to talk to me, it used to make me cry because somebody understood. And I'm like, how is this happening? You know what I mean? Through this, wait a minute. And then they started explaining themselves, like who they were and stuff like that. And that's where I started really getting communication through YouTube. No lie. I could speak the truth. And so and started doing that, then Arcturians, then archangels and all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And it was all of that. And then they was always talk beautiful. Like the most beautifulest talking thing I ever heard, way in my life. And I went through that for like maybe 2 years, 2.5 years, just like every day, almost all day. When you know what I mean? It was just, I don't know. I just went through a lot with that. And it was so beautiful that they never changed. You know what I mean? And sounded frustrated when they would speak and say things to me, and things were showing up in a different in a way to support. You know what I mean? Like it was just everything, man. So that's why I came up with the name Aikiem Pleadian. But I go by Pleadian Aikiem. You know, that name Aikiem came from the universe. You know what I mean? And it just came into me. I'm like Aikiem, like you know what I mean? Like and it's just like it wasn't no voice. It was just something I felt like, and I just went with Aikiem. You know what I mean? So and that brought dark stuff too. Try to come in and come through YouTube and stuff like that. And that's how I got this. Like, you know, stuff started like, you know, had eyes on me. I say that. And I went through that, you know, and it was trying to, you know, it was definitely dark stuff. And I was able to discern, you know, the dark stuff like right away. And I was learning like, this, and it kind of tried to sound the same way like the Pleiadians, but it couldn't. Like dark demonic stuff, it can't stay nice but for so long. And then it's gonna get frustrated. Yeah, you know, and something will always gonna be a problem. Pleiadians, not one time out of like 2.5 years, they wasn't pushy. You know, everything was a choice. It was beautiful. And they would talk so. I never heard another human being or nothing talk like put things in perspective the way they did. So in Arcturians, they would kind of fall back, you know what I mean, and come in and be the same way. And like I just went through all of that, and I didn't think it was like, you know, I'm like, how is this happening? I gotta speak the truth. It was like here, because a lot of other people having experiences from social media stuff. So, because some people are like, let's say prophets is bringing information and can channel information through videos and stuff that you're watching. You can say, man, I felt that. You are feeling it because now the frequency is raising on here. That's what we know it as, and your frequency, your vibration, you vibrating high. So now you're able to discern information that's coming in, but you better be careful because the dark stuff coming in there too. So if it sounds toxic and it sounds pushy and it sounds demanding and it's too much of telling you stuff that you need to do, and if it start going like that and start making you feel uncomfortable, then you know what it is. And that's the way I did that. So that don't come around like that because it can't fool me. Like it can't play with me like that. So none of that come around. So now it worked like 3, 6, 9, 12, 24, 144. Stuff like that. Like, you know, and I'm like, what is that? Like, what that means? You know what I mean? And you know, like I use 369 Bliss. You'll see me put that on my channel because it was like information about 369. So I'm like, okay. So I walked in the store last week. As soon as I walked in, it was like order 369, order 369. I was like, God, dog. And I know now that I'm right on time. I'm in alignment. I'm bound. Like, boy, I'm right with it. Cause as soon as I opened the door and walked in, it just came on. Later, it was the order. Like how I would walk in this place, and I started not to go there, but I was like, nah, let me go ahead on. Cause I'm already at the time I'm talking to God like in a way that we talk, not like words. I'm like, you know, like a different way. You know how we talk to God, like when we move and we thinking stuff, and you talking to God, like how I'm talking now. God, can I tell him this? You know, you thinking it, then you talking and you moving, and then you thinking it, and then you doing all that at the same time, like that kind of way. Then I was like, okay, let me go on over to get something to eat. Yeah, you told me I need to stop, pause, and take time out to eat throughout the day. Don't be rushing to eat when, you know, without eating, because he knew my health was down. That's how I got a bunch of these vegetables, because I was paying attention to this. I got a deep freezer full of like vegetables. I got ice cream. I got a whole bunch of vegetables. I bought a deep freezer downstairs with nothing but vegetables, man. I mean, premium vegetables too. You know, so and I was in the parking lot at a truck stop, and I wasn't gonna go that way, and I went that way. Man, I went and got a little more groceries, so my refrigerator coming around now. I got a little, you know, just set up a little bit better than what I had. So, and I was, you know, when I listened, I was like, go ahead and go through here. Man, there's like 15 cases of frozen vegetables. A guy was delivering to the grocery store distribution center right here where I live in the city. And so I guess they didn't want some of the boxes because they was crushed. Some of the bags were open in some of the boxes. And so they rejected like those 15 cases. So he just sat them down on the pallet, all nice and neat. And I was like, hey, let me go look in these boxes over here. You know, and I went over there and I looked. I'm like, frozen vegetables. I picked them all up, put them in the deep freezer. Put them in the truck. And I went and bought a deep freezer the next day, and I got a deep freezer full of vegetables. because I got down to 135 pounds from like 175, 180 was my regular weight, and I dropped down, and I was malnutrition bad, and like I almost died because of that. You know what I mean? I was going through a lot, and so then when I got the vegetables, and I know like that's how the mother God, like when she was coming in, that's I met her. Like I didn't even know it was like a mother God. It took me 5 months to figure out who she was. I mean, it, it hurts me that nobody talks about that. And the way she came, it's not easy to understand like that kind of stuff. So talking to anybody about it, I come here because it's that's what I'm guided to do. So when stuff coming out, I'm allowed to speak and say it, or else I wouldn't be here speaking and saying these things. Because I don't have time for that. Because I need to cook and get ready, um, you know, for tomorrow and next week and all those other things. So she came and she was scary. You know what I mean? Like, and when I realized, and then when it was communicating, like it wasn't like like when I figured it out, it's like she was excited and happy, like. And then she was telling me like, hey, this is gonna be released in your life in a way that she started coming in. And the months that things are gonna be released in my life, they started releasing. And it was slow, and I ended up in Indiana, and that didn't work out. Then I got here, and it almost was kind of trying to hinder me, but I broke. You know what I mean? I just kept pushing through it. And then so when I got the mixed vegetables, and where I live now, I know there was confirmation from her. Like, you see what I told you, baby? I'm gonna take care of you. You know what I mean? And she would say stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about it, baby. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, okay. So when I started going through that information and finding out that like, like, dang, God got a counterpart, a creator. I mean, don't like if I had a wife, I would have a same thing. Like, so it's different with me when it comes down to talking about the Most High Creator. And they proved that to me. And so I just bring it here and share it here. And I talk about the Mother God. Some people call him Mayat. You know what I mean? I call him Mayat. I call God another name. Because the way he come in the physical form, he come as a black dude. He got a YouTube channel, no lie. Like, boy, I talk about that kind of stuff. Like, and people will want to say, oh, man, this guy crazy or whatever. Man, you can think what you want to think. You heard what I said, though. Like, I ain't got time to play with nobody. When it come down to talking about God, I don't play about God. I don't play about him. I don't play about her. Not one time. Like, Pierre, you can't, don't come around me playing because I ain't got time for that. What you need me to do? You want to work with me to do something? Because we can leave that alone about God and stuff like that and just do our human thing. You know what I mean? And because that's what we're gonna do anyway. Because we can sit here and talk about God back and forth all day, and then we're gonna just sit here and just talk. But He wants us to keep creating. Don't we only supposed to co-create with the universe and stuff like that? Okay, that's co-creating. It's creating things with humanity. So when universal law is coming to the planet, and like I know all these a whole lot of stuff that I don't even go through all that on here. You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about, because that's what we're moving into. That's what's bringing the kingdom of heaven upon the earth. So like with that happening, don't God need to send another human being to help humanity reach heaven, to allow the kingdom of heaven to come upon the earth? That's the kingdom, the heaven coming upon the earth is just the universe, because like the real heaven, like once you get in the universe, where heaven at? Nobody knows where heaven at. Where hell at? Nobody knows where hell at. You know what I mean? Because it's different. So with other stuff, say other beings, they don't even know where heaven is. You know what I mean? Angelic star systematic sector of where the heaven is. They don't even know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and I've been, so that's like where I come from. You know what I mean? And I've been working with that for the 2.5 years. All this stuff was like broken down to me, explained. I'm like, what? But then just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's what he created. It was like, just be yourself, man. That's he said, take it a day at a time. You can only do what you can do. And then he just be just like that. And like, remember, he the creator. So why would he want to battle with the devil? If he died for if Jesus came, God came as Jesus, Now I'm starting to hear people say that, but then when I ask people, they say, no, he didn't come. He sent the son him. He sent the spirit. That confuses me. I'm like, wait a minute, but that's God coming to the earth. And then I'm like, I get it then. But if he died for our sins, wouldn't he only die for the devil's sins too? Because ain't some of the devil stuff like human too? Because he could be human, like, and then he a little bit more advanced. He a lot more advanced than a human being. If he got that much power and control over a human being, wouldn't he die to save the devil too? But no, the devil tempted him. How could the devil tempt the creator of all things, man? Why would he let the devil play with him like that? Like he don't come down and like he'll just send somebody like a seraphim or archangel, to deal with him. You know what I mean? But he don't even have to, because all that stuff already gonna protect that. But when he doing stuff, the creator just moves slow and just let things just grow the way it grow. You know what I mean? And however he do things is beyond our understanding. That's true. Like I can't break that down and explain it to you. Something you just gotta feel and something you just gotta know inside yourself. That's why it's good to pay attention to yourself and know yourself. And master yourself. Yeah, I can get lonely, be by myself, and like that stuff like that all the time. Yeah, I do. It's hard. So, because like now I'm hurt, I can have somebody help me with this, and I don't have that. So, I'm like, that's why I'm here, because I was guided, because of all the stuff I've been through, here. With a lot of different things like demonic stuff, and people say, "Oh, I don't deal with them demons." But dang, your mama, your brother, your cousin, your sister, your granddaddy, your grandmama, they demons. You know what I mean? Why you think they treat you like a black sheep? You know what I mean? Like, why you gonna run from a demon? What are you gonna do to you? Like nothing. Like the way they come for me, I'm like, damn, that's a demon. That's how demons are. Like, what? He can't do nothing to me. Another human being can. Yeah, so I just stay out of people's way. At one point, I used to have to walk around with 2 Glocks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was in a situation, had people following me, like, trying to do stuff to me, but I couldn't never see them. People following me, like, a whole lot of you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, man. And people, they want to try to make me think, like, nah, maybe it was this, maybe it was that. Man, you heard, did you hear what I just said? Like, what do you think I am? I'm, like, I don't know I don't even want to talk to you no more. Like, forget it. And I just move away from around people. But yeah, I had to do that. And thank God I was able to work through that. And then I had people trying to send me to prison because of that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to have something for protection. Like, and I couldn't see it. And like people was playing games. It was like, man, like, and I turned around, it was like everybody was working with the devil. You know what I mean? Like literally. And I'm like, and it hurt. You know what I mean? Like, wow. And then so like now the veil lifted and I can see through the veil. And when I look through it, I see myself. Really. So and that's what I do. And so I see and that's what I see. Even though people, when you see through the veil, you can see through the bull crap of people and stuff like that. It's just, I just see myself moving through all the bull BS. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I kind of just, I don't know, it just came out that way. So that's why I'm here. Things gonna change, and I won't be speaking about this kind of stuff, and I will. Like, I don't care. I tell the president, I tell a Fed agent, whoever, a priest, or a pastor or something. Yeah, it's in the Bible. You want me to show you some stuff in the Bible that shouldn't even be in there? And then, like, I don't even want to get into that. And somebody else, was speak about this stuff and brought the information to me, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, I thought I was reading stuff in the Bible, and it didn't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, this is not God. And I've been like that since I first started reading the Bible. Like, and I just felt it like, no, God, this, what? God say He a jealous God, the Creator. Why He gonna be jealous because you gonna praise Him, get on your knees 5 times a day? Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, He wants you to help humanity, help the planet, help, the life that lives here on the planet, and respect, the creation here. So, and it takes a lot to do that at this time. I mean, just, and it's a lot going on. Some people know, they know what's going on because they tapped in. They know, the powers that was, what they are, like what type of, what stuff was controlling, the masses of people. And then, when I come in and then like wake up, like, hey, man, you a warrior angel. What's that? You don't know a warrior angel? Like they've been broke down to me so many times, and it started with like the Pleiadians was speaking all this type of stuff to me. Then next thing you know, I started hearing other people, human beings, speaking that stuff. Like maybe a couple years later, about 2.5 years later, I started running to people talking about it on YouTube. Had stuff. I'm like, what? Like, oh, okay. And then I started getting music first. Man, a lot of stuff. Like, I was in Florida, not last year, but the year before last year, and a hurricane was coming. Like, it was like around in November, I think, somewhere around there. It was kind of like getting close to December in the winter, and that's when the hurricane season there. And I was sitting on the porch. I'm allowed to tell the story because I'm communicating with that. And I'm sitting on the porch, and I sat down. I'm looking in the sky, and I'm like, I see like lights, like 15 of them doing this. And I'm like, I get up and I look, and I'm like, now I'm getting worried because some of that stuff used to pop up on me like 60 deep, 80 deep. Been like, I went and got my stepdad, like, hey man, you see that? What? That's an airplane? No. Is that a drone? No. Is that a helicopter? No. What is that? I don't know what that is. He's scared. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know what's going on, man. I mean, like, I'm like, wait a minute. So they was there, and they was like, and then only way like they show themselves, I sit in a certain spot, they'll do it. So and I know how they'll just jump out and boom, just pop up. I'm like, oh, and catch me off guard, So it's not like I can just like, hey, I want to see y'all, like show up or something. It don't work like that. But and I knew then that it was like for protection for because of the hurricane and some other stuff was going on. So then I started. That's how they sent this rapper called Free Soul. You'll hear me playing some of his music, and so that was confirmation on a lot of things. So when I started listening to Free Soul, I'm like, and then that was like the same day, the date like today. I started like tonight. I started listening to Free Soul, and this was the next night. The hurricane was coming. I'm like, wow, and it was like right on time. And then like when I was listening to it sitting on the porch, that's when they was showing up. I'm like, and it was like what he was talking about in the songs. I'm like, man, he got to know about the same thing what I know and been through like some like similar experiences. You know what I mean? So, and like dealing with stuff like that, like celestial, you know what I'm saying? Like showing up, and I'm supposed to talk about it. You know what I mean? They say if I don't talk about it, it's only like hoarding precious metals. So I don't have to go into detail about quantum fields, and I don't know about all that kind of stuff. But I know about trucks and logistics, and you know what I mean, and how I can take 3 teachers and they can build their own school and they can make $800,000 a year, and then they can divide the money in 3 ways. You know what I'm saying? And they can each walk away with, like, let's say $100,000 that they can walk away with after the expenses and everything. Each teacher, you know what I mean? Because the business got to get, majority of the money in that, so they can at least be able to pay themselves like $125,000 a year versus 50,000, 45,000, however much they make, you know what I mean, a year, and it can help. And then that way we don't really even need a public school system. So then now you don't need to pay that much in taxes because your community, you know what I mean, you're creating schools in your community. So because with technology coming in, the way the thing's going, I got so much down. I got over 2,000 things of technology that I'm sitting on. Like I could go a lot of different ways to work with AI, like different types of robots. I know robots is coming out that nobody knows about. Like they don't even talk about it. Robots that do stuff that you won't even believe that robots do. You know what I mean? So a whole lot of different stuff like that I don't even talk about. And it's big. You know what I'm saying? So, and I see where the creator is happy with this creation of this species, how humans have evolved to the way it is now. He loved the way the human species are, but what happened to get us here in the position we in, because the devil, the dark forces, you know what I mean? Like you can't see the bad things that's going on because I live in America. I'm working. I'm doing good. But it's other places where it's like hell for people. It's really bad. They're being tortured. Um, they're enslaved. All kind of stuff. It's really bad, man. Really, really bad. Some really bad places. And I'm pretty sure if you sitting here watching this, you know what I'm saying. You're not there, but it's other people that's bad off right now, and need to be just been waiting on God for 20 years, you know what I mean, to get them out of that situation, because some of them been living 20, 25 years, 30 years, 40 years in those predicaments. So, like, who gonna go get them? Nobody came yet. They've been begging and pleading for God, and God hadn't showed up. So, who gonna help them? So now I see tools and stuff like that where I can set stuff up and can help work with that. So I see a process what God, you know what I mean, the Most High appointed me to. And so I got to be bold and move forward and be open and transparent, but no compromising. You know what I mean? When it comes down to that, because like I'm big on that. Like these kids that y'all got in situations like that, you know, like the human trafficking. Like, man, I see a process with like I can, you know, start working with something and I've got statistics on the human trafficking thing and all that, and some stuff built in an area where it's charity based to help with tracking down like human traffickers and stuff like that. And it's already built, like something I can just, you know what I mean, put some stuff together, go there and work with people and start doing that. So that's one of my biggest things, you know what I mean, that I want to really move towards, like in and work with. I don't have to speak out about it. You won't hear about it, know about it. I just be doing it without telling you. I'm just sharing with information like what I get. I got to get information. Anything on the border where whoever been arrested, I know people names, how many people was arrested, who was the arresting officer, all of that stuff. Right now, come through technology to me. Literally, like, and it's a lot of stuff. So, I know, like the commanding officers, like the lieutenants, the court captains, the colonels, whatever in those divisions. I got these cell phone numbers, everything. Right now, their first name or whatever. And if I want to find out information about them, whatever. Like I can go in, like whatever they plan on doing. Like yo, I'm looking at it. Like I can say it, because what I told you was there when the hurricane came. That's what supported me in Yosemite. Put everything for me to help me. So yeah, I'm gonna speak and talk about it. So when I speak about it and I talk about, like, I'm gonna be doing these things and I take this stuff very serious, you know. So and it's a lot more than just that. I'm just giving you an example of some things, like, you know, how stuff working, you know. So like with crypto, it's a good thing. It's a really good thing. It's gonna break the banks, really. It's gonna collapse the banks. Like in 30 days, the banks will start closing. You know what I mean? Basically, you won't know it. I mean, they'll feel the effects. Like it'll be a ripple effect. You know what I mean? In 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, in a year, boy, but you can't just take the banks away just like that. Take stuff like that right away, because you got too much collateral damage that's in the way. You know, that's human beings. They don't know what's going on. They can't see through the veil. They not getting information and stuff like that, and stuff not working with them like that, like how with me. So it can affect them. Then they'll be lost and don't know what's going on. So it's a good thing that they don't just take that, like it just collapse like that, because it can't. It got to sustain for a while, and I know that. Like, I'll show you something. Check this out. I'm gonna show you something. You think I'm playing? Like, check this out. Look at my phone. You see this? All this right here. My phone working slow. Look, I can just keep swiping, right? You see all of that? I'm not playing. All of that is something, you know what I mean? Like, I can go in and get information about so much different stuff, but I'll show you one though. let's see. Let me go in. Like, yo, it's medication out there that can heal people. Um, it's gonna be medication and stuff coming that can heal Alzheimer's. That can heal high blood pressure in 3 months. It can heal diabetes in 3 months. Stuff like that, and it got prices and everything on it. It's sitting right in my phone right now. I can say that, like, you know what I mean, because like why I want to have this kind of stuff, and without talking about it, I'm talking about it now. And while I'm talking about it now, it don't make me better than nobody. It just make it hard as hell. Cause like I'm gonna always be by myself because of this stuff. So let's see, what was it? Let me see if I can go in it this way. I can't, like, it's so much stuff is everywhere. Okay, see, I can't show it because it's not. I can't. Let's see, just it. Yeah, I got to go in another way, and I can't remember how to go in the way I need to go in it. But like, that's just on one phone. I got a whole bunch of stuff here. Like, look, I'll show you. I don't have to hide nothing. Look. All this information for stuff that I could just show you some stuff. You probably get scared and be away from around me. I showed my sister husband something one time, some weaponry. And he was like, "Hey man, you better be careful with that shit, man. I'm telling you, man, you better be careful. Somebody gonna do something with you. Somebody gonna do something to you with that kind of stuff. Hey man, I'm telling you, man, for real, man." Man, he got scared, put his game down, and he was looking like he got scared. He was like, oh man, like, cause the way he was acting, they was acting. I was like, let me show you how God, this way he worked with me. Well, so I got to talk about these things because I understand the process and I know what's coming. So it takes technology and stuff like that to move humanity forward. And so it takes somebody brave enough to just go up and say, hey, yeah, I can show you some things, yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And like, so some people say, God give you this and that. They just doing a lot of talking. You know what I mean? So here, it's not going to be a lot of talking. It's going to be people networking together. And when we networking together, we're going to start building communities here in America first. And then it can branch off. And God already got other stuff working in other countries already. And that I can see, and like things he putting together, and like, ooh, like look at the little young guy that's making plastiline. He making gasoline out of plastic. He say, I don't care about the money. He say, God, gave me this gift, so I'm going to share it with the world. So he talk about it, show you the stuff. He was like, I'm not going to patent it. He was like, if you see it, you can help work on it and all of that stuff. So just like one person like him, the plastiline guy. You know what I mean? Like, look at him. He an open book with his stuff. He don't hide nothing. And it's like that the same way with me, but I hadn't got to that part yet. So it's other people, other things is already in place. When I look at something like that, I'm like, okay, because I got other stuff that let's say mesh with something what he's working on. That's just with me, doing what I've been doing with my work experience and just different things that I can add without. I don't know anything about technology like that or whatever, but I can study anything. I have personal assistant stuff that I can go in and it can do stuff for me in my computer, but I don't know how. I'm not in the space to do all that yet. I got something else to work on. So people be seeing that like robots are coming. Robots gonna be here, man, and it's a good thing because look at all the trash on the side of the road. Instead of people, it's just down there, it need to be picked up. Excuse me. You can use robots to pick up trash in areas where it need to be picked up. You can use robots to like people doing construction work and they laying asphalt and stuff, man, you can use robots to do all that and they can work day and night. It can sit there and flag and cars and stuff like that. You don't need a human being standing there. You need to observe the robots and watch them and make sure like you learn how to start doing stuff like that. See, I can think of good things to do that you can do with a robot. Excuse me. Let's say like I drive truck. Okay, instead of the truck driving for me. I can, you know what I mean, have the robot drive for me so I can get a little shut eye. You know what I mean? I think, a robot can really predict a lot more things coming up, because they have self-driving cars. So I know if the weather's good and I'm like, okay, I'm going through, Interstate 40 through the Mojave Desert over there by, in California. I forget what area that is. I want to say San Bernardino, but it's not that. But if I'm going across 40, I know if I get there, it's not a lot of mountains. I know I'm like, well, let's say if I'm in Kansas, that's good and flat, something like that. Man, I can put the robot to work. You know what I mean? Let him drive the truck. He'll be able to drive the truck and do all that stuff. And while I sleep, like, 5, 6, 7 hours, he can make it through country roads and stuff like that on certain lanes. You know what I mean? Routes that the truck would go. Like on 95, when I get down around like North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, man, I can let the robot drive them states, and I can sleep, relax, and sit over there and sit there and just chill, and you know what I mean. And if something's going wrong, you know what I mean, I something can alert me. So I mean, like, look at the things we can just create. I can just think of that like that. So robots can be good to help us out. So it's people think about talk about population control or whatever. Man, this country is not overpopulated. It's so many areas where people can live to it's ridiculous. I drive trucks. So it's a lot of areas like you can drive 200 miles and there's nothing there. So look how much space where people can move. Oh, what about the water? It's a way to get water. You know what I mean? Anywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got new stuff. Man, we got new technologies coming to help everything. So people need to start thinking bigger. So some people are going to get left behind because they don't want to think this big and think like, okay, technology. And it's God sending the technology. Like Chat GPT. If you can't read that good or understand something, Chat GPT can break it down to you and explain it to you, and then where you can get it. You know what I mean? Like this rapper, the rapper 2 Times Finesse, he was like, man, I use Chat GPT to figure out my contract. I've been trying to figure this out for 3 years. I heard him talking about that on YouTube. I was like, what? And he's like, man, I'm telling you, it's like God sent Chat GPT. I was like, boy, he ain't lying. He ain't lying. Even the rapper said that. You know what I'm saying? And some of the things he rap about, like, yeah, I know, like, yeah, God be working with people like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the things he say, I'm like, oh man, this dude. So just because somebody look dark sometimes and stuff like that, they have to be. That's the role they playing. They get it. They get. You know what I'm saying? That's the path they on. So you can't push away everybody like, oh, they sinners. I don't want to be around them sinners. Why? You're only gonna learn how not to be a sinner by hanging around them. You know what I mean? That's how you learn your lessons, by going through situations and stuff like that. So you better learn now, because 2030, 2045, yeah, the planet's gonna be different, man. It's gonna be different and pretty fast. So people have been missing the shifts with information that's been coming in like this, because that stuff been communicating with people, through social media, YouTube. I don't know all the social media sites and stuff like that. Like even the AI stuff, like the way that's broke down. Come on, man! Don't it seem like God just came from heaven and sent you information from heaven when you use AI on some stuff? You know what I'm saying? So we know last year was the year of the 9. So with us it's tapped in. We know 0 through 9. Is the main numbers, and then you go to 9, and then that's when stuff ends, and then you go back to 0, ground 0, and then you start building from there. Then 1, 2, 3, all the way back to 9. So last year was the year of the 9. So 2025, 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. So that was the end of a era of the planet, and like with the universal laws starting to come into effect in the play here. You know what I'm saying? And some of us just tapped in. We know what's up with that part, and explaining to people stuff like that, how the Most High Creator and Divine, they doing all that. We just let them do their thing that way, because I could be here for infinite. You know what I mean? Just giving out infinite information into one little human vessel, and it's hard to do that because you know what I mean. We're not built like that. So, it's just a lot of things coming. I kind of got off track there with my point, where I was making my point, because that's what happened sometimes. Like you do that, but if you haven't been catching the shifts, like and it's been putting that in front of you, you know what I mean? Even through you, I mean, like YouTube or what they call it, Twitter, not Twitter. I'm not even gonna say X, Instagram, YouTube. It's everywhere. You know what I mean? So and people, you know what I mean, like woke up and they claim their position like me. I come on here and show you like, yeah, look at this man, look here, like what? And there's so much stuff, and the way it was coming in to me, like through I got stuff on my laptop, this phone, these two phones right here. I got another phone pulled up with stuff, with technology, all kind of stuff. And the way it was coming in, I'm like, what the heck? I had no clue. I don't even know where to begin, so much of it. So I can talk about this kind of stuff because it helps. You know what I mean? It's like when I speak, you know, the ethers hear things and stuff like that. It's like when you know what I mean, you set an intention out to the universe, it reflects back what you know what I mean, what your good intentions are, and it's gonna help you, you know, bring some things to help you with the way you want to go with things. But it got to be in truth and in righteousness for the greater good of all. That's the most important thing about doing that. You just can't be asking for stuff just for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm like, oh God, man, I need help with this foot. Oh man, my dental, man, is bad. And like right now, man, I could be working on all this. So my insurance kick in June 1st. It was just confirmed today, got everything in, all signed up. Make my payment tomorrow when everything updated in the system so I can make my payment. It's only $303 a month. And they pay for like half my dental, up to from some parts is 80% of my dental, and then other parts is 50%. Man, they paid a lot on my like for my foot. I'm gonna need surgery and my MRI. I got a $60 copay for an MRI, and I need that for my foot and my shoulder. You know, get that checked out. So I'm probably gonna get a whole full MRI. I want to check out my shoulder. I got an injury from getting slammed by the police right here. This little knot right here in my body. That I went to the hospital. They did an X-ray. They didn't see nothing. I don't know. So I wanted to check that out. My shoulder and my ankle, and like my torn Achilles tendon. So I got to get surgery on that like right away. It's bad too, really bad. So, and like look at what I had to go through to get it. So when I look at all the problems, this, that, and other, I'm kind of gonna miss the problems if they go away. So I just grunt and oh God, man, help me out. Then I have to fall back in 1 minute, you know, because your emotions be going up and down. I'm like, no, I'm good though. I'm good. I'm all right. I'm okay, man. You know, I'm just talking, and I need to watch this and put it on here. But yeah, you know, let's say the devil is jealous of this stuff. So whatever they were trying to do to use against us, man, God just took everything and spent it back and used it for us. You know what I mean? So that's all he do is just spent the devil. You know what I mean? Like whatever their agenda was, he just used it to help humanity. Because like he got a certain way. What's really happening is this this sector of the universe is becoming heaven. Like the planet is part of heaven. Like other planets and stuff like that, they wasn't. But God chose Gaia, you know what I mean, Mother Earth, to whatever. And so like right now, the devil, when I was going through what I was going through, the devil was like mad and hurt because he felt used, like God used him. So like man, he used me, but you used yourself because you wanted to play. And people that tap in, we know who the devil is, like what I'm talking about. It's the beings. It's other beings, man, from, you know what I mean, other sectors, from other planets like Nibiru and all that type of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? If you know, you know. You know what I mean? Like they hidden and all that, but they ain't nothing to worry about. If they want to do something, they would have been done. But now they can't do nothing. Because like when I was telling you about, you know what I mean, those ships, when the hurricane was coming, those ships, you know what I mean, they here to help save humanity. Like for real. And people that, you know, they don't want to believe like, you know, oh man, like come on, man, ain't no way we the only thing in the universe. Like be real with yourself, man. How the hell? Like, you know, so I deal with a lot of that type of stuff, man. Like it's been in my life. Like, you know, but they don't like if something going on, it'll show up like in a way. And so, but they didn't like just fell back, man. Like I can't really explain it, but it's good, man. Like it's hard though, you know. When you want to say you're a divine being, you know, when you say you're a warrior angel, that just makes you tougher. And you ready to go through whatever to work, you know what I mean, for whatever creator sent you through. And then like as a human being, you don't know, you know what I mean, your previous lifetimes or who you really are. You know what I'm saying? And then when you awaken to it, it's a choice. It was a choice. I had a choice for like 6 months. No, like a year. I had a choice. And they kept coming to me and saying, you want to keep going? And stuff like that. You don't have to. You can stop, you know, because this is going to be the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life. So I was like, I'll keep going. And it got really, like, scary, but it wasn't scary. It got really hard. You know, turn around and being able to see my family is out. Like, I don't like to say the harsh word, destroy me, but they really were like that. Like, my mom jumped on me and put me in jail last year for my birthday. You know, and I stayed in jail 14 days. And they gave me 2 felonies for that. Battery on the elderly. And then I had I flew on a plane back from Indiana from a few years ago. And I was trying to get to a court date for a careless driving ticket. I had to come back to Florida for it because I have a CDL. So I couldn't take a careless driving ticket because I was going to get back in the truck if need be when I got to Indiana. So I had to fly back. And then I couldn't get from the airport. So I stopped in a place to have a drink. And then, you know, some guys came out because I was loud and like, yeah, you know, the basketball finals was on, and they came out and was like, you need to leave. I'm like, man, I ain't going nowhere. They took me and threw me to the ground. And then so from there, I just kind of went out, and they was punching me in the face and all that. Then next thing you know, I ended up in jail. And then so I went to court with that, and then I had to cop out to a battery. You know what I mean? And so I did 5 days in jail. That's how I got my ribs broken. When I got to jail, they had the cuffs on me tight. They were trying to take them off, put me on the scale. I'm like, hey, man, that hurt. Then they grabbed me, rushed me to the room, and there's 3 guys, boom, and I hit the corner of the bunk like this, bam. They was like 3 guys was on me. And then one guy started punching me, you know what I mean, like in my face real hard, you know what I mean? And so I went through that, stayed in jail. I couldn't, like, my ribs was cracked. I mean, I was hurt bad. And so I ended up going to court for that, so I had to cop out to the time served from the 5 days I did to plead guilty for that. I know I'd rather plead guilty than no content, so that way I can get it expunged off my record in like 5 to 7 years or whatever, if need be. And so they brought that charge back up. And then my son, mom, when he was 1, he's 22 now. I mean, 21 years ago, they brought that old domestic violence charge up, domestic battery, but she jumped on me, you know, and put me in jail. The same thing happened there. And they brought that up. And then so now I had those 2 batteries, and then the battery on the elderly. And then they gave me 2 batteries, a battery on the elderly and a battery. So that moved, the battery on the elderly 65 and over is a felony in Florida. And then they took the other 2 misdemeanors and then gave me another battery on top of the battery on the elderly, which they gave me 2 batteries to move the other 2 misdemeanors, and then the new battery with the battery on the elderly moved them to 2 felonies and put me in jail. It was going to send me to prison because of my previous record. I only have resisting arrest with violence, possession of marijuana, and possession of cocaine. Those 3 felonies I had, and that was it. And then Now with those 2 felonies, that was gonna put me over too many points, and I was gonna end up in prison. And my mom did that to me, and God got me out like 2 weeks later. And when I got out, he was like, "Welcome back." You know what I mean? He said my real name. I was like, "Oh shoot!" That's how I know. Like when he coming in physical, yeah, he welcomed me back in the physical, man. So a lot of stuff ain't nothing to brag on. You go through stuff. Like I'm gonna go through stuff with people, all kind of stuff, and man, whatever it is, I'll figure it out at the end. And I know I'm not wrong with what I'm talking about because I want to keep talking about this stuff. I wouldn't even be here. Things happening and it's hard, but I'm rolling up the greens, not the smoking greens, but the eating greens. I'm about to chop these up and cook the collard greens. So yeah, and like they sent me some stuff where I could have been making money last year, like right away, and I needed some help with understanding it. And I asked my brother, they didn't want to help me. And I'm talking about we could have been making like $100 grand a year by now. It was a quick process, and I'm like, man, just look at this. They wouldn't even look, but they rather call me crazy. But nah, he crazy. Like my brother, he gave some we had my dad got a sister that he had that he got in touch with him like after 30 or 40 years. So my brother ended up meeting her over the phone and then ended up moving with her. So her husband was on dialysis. My brother gave up a kidney to help this man, live, but he ended up passing away. His body rejected the kidney. But my brother gave up a kidney, and my brother kidney didn't match, so he had to give up one to donate one, to donation or whatever. And then they released a kidney to the guy that he thought was a match for him. And he did that, my brother, for that person, but I only needed $600 to get back on the truck. He wouldn't even help me with money to fix my situation. But me and him had an argument. I walked to the park. He called the police on me. Police came with K9 dogs and everything looking for me just by us arguing. Like, you know what I mean? But you would do that to me and don't help me. And you living with my mom, you older than me, I'm 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you don't want to help me, but you help somebody you don't even know with an organ or your body part that you're going to need for yourself. But you can't help me with never help me with nothing but talk about me, do me. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. And God be watching. So I went through a lot of bad, hard times with my family. You know what I mean? And it's just a lot going on, man. And like they'll call me crazy about, because I speak about what they call aliens or whatever. They beings, bro. They don't like to call aliens. They say these beings, like we human beings, right? They say it's considered like that. Because they was like, if you say aliens, it's like, if somebody was calling somebody a racial slur. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that in that sense, so that understanding. Pleadian was telling me that. They told me a lot of things about me, and I'm like, what? And then next thing you know, that's when God, the Creator, first came to me and started talking. It was through them. And I couldn't believe it. They was so happy, excited that he was talking, like wanted to come and talk. I'm like, what? And like, it was, man, and the way that I experienced that, it was beautiful. And the stuff he said to me, man, it wasn't pushing or nothing, man. And he told me some things, and he said, yeah, I know this hard, and it's like, a responsibility and blah, 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 blah. And he's just saying stuff like he already knew me. He talked maybe 10 minutes and then went away in a way, you know what I'm saying? And then he came back another time. Then sometimes he would come around and tell me stuff, like when I was like, would come in away and we're like, please calm down, like just take it easy, please. And he would tell me stuff, like, because I was about losing it, because I was so stuck around my family and like I had a lot going on. And he would come in and tell me like, hey, and like almost like really, I really can't say like pleading with me not to lose it, like take it easy, cause like, hey, this, that, and the other. Like I'm like, what? And I'm like, what's going on, man? Like I would cry, cause I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like what's going on? Like, but I didn't get no answer back. Like it don't work like that. You know what I mean with God. He just show you after you done went so far, you turn around, you can see the guidance from the divine. So and it's like, the creator, he be doing stuff. Like everybody not connected to God, man. They not. Because of why? They don't have that much faith like that. They don't tote that much unconditional love because you only want to be away from the sinners. Instead of knowing that how you know how to be a pastor and how you know to sin because somebody else told you this stuff. You know what I mean? And people that was having the spiritual experiences and they would do good here. People turned it in and took that information and turned it into bad stuff. You know what I mean? For their gain. So it was always some good prophets here and good people here, whatever. But like the devil stuff, it'll blend with it because like the devil know your creator. He don't even do he know that for sure. Like he don't even believe like the creator is real because the creator don't even deal with a lot of even other beings. He don't even deal with other creations like that. Not the creator. He's different. It's different. So for him to deal with human beings, it's like what? Like stuff. So other beings they mad because the creator chose to have agenda here, and they didn't know it and used them. So it's mad. And then they try to, try to out slick the slickster and try to, they got some, it's advanced and smart, you know what I mean? Because, more advanced, smarter than a human being. So, yeah, I just got all those things to be on the table for me to remember who you are type of stuff. Like, this is you, this is how it goes. So, excuse me, there's a lot come with me, and it's hard. Like, I'm always by myself. And I was been told, you better get used to being by yourself, because 3, 6, 9, 12, 24, 144. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, so information, stuff like that to remind me of, what those numbers mean. And it brought me confirmation on some things, you know what I mean, from celestial stuff, for real. So when the Pleadian would start talking to me, telling me that stuff, I walked in the store and it was order 369, order 369. I was like, man, Creator, you funny, man. You know what I'm saying? How you know, how you do that? How you knew I was gonna come here and did this. So somebody had to order, so people had to order. How did that happen? All these people had to order, so they probably was on their 369th order. So that means it was 368 people that was there. So they had to go through life. So 368 souls, lives, that went through life, that was going through their daily life to end up being at that one place to, you know what I mean, for me, in order for me to go through there and hit the number 369. You see how all the stuff that he had to orchestrate in front of me, just for me just to know and it's a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can feel okay, when I'm feeling down, which I was and tired and stuff like that. And it's how he knew I already knew this? How is that working? And stuff like that. So I go through that. Oh, wrong way. I'm gonna put that over there. So, you know what I mean? In talking to people about this kind of stuff, man, they don't want to hear this. They don't know nothing about it. And then people that do, all they want to do is sit around and damn talk. And that'd be aggravating, boy. I can't stand that. I talk on here for now. But eventually, I'm not going to be doing all this talking, man. I let other people come on here and talk. So showing all the, the good times and all this stuff. And I'm going to be going to Yankees games. New York Yankees. As soon as I get my car, I'm going to the Yankees game. I know that for sure. So I'm going to be on live while I'm there too, for sure. While I'm at the Yankees game. When basketball starts, I will be at Barclays Center watching the Brooklyn Nets play. The Knicks, you know what I mean? Boston Celtics. I'm going to go to a Boston Red Sox game. Like, because that's where I live, up here in Springfield, Massachusetts. So I can enjoy that. And these places I can go by myself. And I don't have to drink, smoke, and none of that stuff. I can just go out there and I can really enjoy myself. Because I did a lot of healing. You know, I've done a lot of healing. And the longer I go without a woman, I'm telling you, man, the more I'm like, I don't even want a woman. Like I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know, so that's part I'm working on, cause like, and then I'm like, I do need a woman, cause like I'm hurt right now. Like I need somebody to be able to cook me a good meal. I got to do it myself, like right now. So, and then my foot hurt, and I need to be sitting down, and I wanted to rest, but I'm like, I couldn't sleep, and I can't sleep for some reason. I got a lot on me, like, you know, like how people say spiritual warfare or whatever, like that type of stuff right now. It's kind of going on, and I got to go through that some days. You know, I got to stay in the battle and the fight, like. So when they say when the devil, he started a certain way, I'm tough enough to be like, man, what you got next? What next? I'm more like that. Even though I might cry, first and curse the whole way, oh, I'm tired of this, tired of that. You know what I mean? At 1 minute, for 5 minutes out of the day, or maybe an hour out of the day, or maybe a whole day, and then I'm good. I'm up and down with it because I'm moving through it. I'm growing and learning how to use, you know, my gifts, what I got to battle through this stuff. And like even when I'm talking here now, it's just flowing. And I'm just talking. But say what I mean what I say. I really do. I don't play by the Creator, man. Not one time. It's not like he be like, oh, I command you, man. He don't command us. Man, if he want to command human beings, why he don't command the devil? And then like when they say Jesus, that like God came and died for us. If he died for us, then well, why the devil still around? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, because of this mad kid, man, leave me alone, bro. You just want to talk because I'm doing good. Go over there and rescue them little kids over there in the war-torn country, like in Syria. Go help them little orphans over there. There's parents been killed by the regime over there, and they're in orphan homes and with no food, no water, no nothing. Right now, go help them out. Go help people in Saudi Arabia that still need help after, you know, America went and destroyed a lot of their stuff in their country. Go over there and help them. People in Haiti over there hungry right now. It's people in Brazil and bad. Man, come on, dog. Sudan. You know what I mean? You got a lot of places where it's bad at. Go over there and preach that and go and preach that to them. You think it's gonna help them out of their situation, predicament? No. You just doing a bunch of damn talking. So leave me alone with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's do something about it. Let's put together some projects where we can help those people. Not you want to be a pastor of a church and then you want somebody to pay whatever they call a little pot they pass around until you you got to pay your tithes and all that. But he ain't paying no tithes, having free no little kids is in human trafficking slavery right now here in America. He ain't think about them. They don't even listen to that kind of stuff in churches. But they want to tell you, oh yeah, God, and this, that, and other. No, you need to be running around looking for people. Hey, God sent me on a mission. That's how I am. Like, nah, you know what I mean? You got connections and stuff like that where you can help people like that, but you don't think like that. Because you saying God wants you to spread the word of the Bible. Remember, the money that we use is blood money, right? So, who you think made the Bible? The same people that made the damn money, man. Basically. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's good information there, but look how much they fixed it and flipped it and turned it in. God said he's going to destroy the world, and it's Revelation. We live in the book of Revelation. They were saying that since I was a kid. I'm 50 years old. The world ain't came to the end yet. Like the world ain't never did nothing to nobody. The planet ain't, man, God ain't never did nothing to nobody. Like, so why would he want to destroy the earth because the human beings are destroying each other? If the human beings doing it to the human beings and doing it to the earth, you know what I'm saying? They the one who's doing everything to everybody else. Like, why would he want to punish the planet, the earth? Like, that's stupid. Like, really? Come on, man. Stop playing with me. Like, you're going to take information that somebody knew, like Yeshua, you know what I mean, he brought and gave it to you, then you flipped it and turned it. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all let them push that propaganda to you, you know? Like, you got Shiva and Buddha, those are sending masters, because them sending masters, master themselves. And so some people just tap in, getting information, you know, from energies like that, knowing about that kind of stuff, just bringing us information, and because the people that's over there, they not doing all the way right either. Most people want to sit there and just pray and do this, do that. Some people, they have to, you know what I mean? Some people like me, that's why I'm a warrior angel. I go out there and in the field and battle. Like, when it comes to business, we finna take the corporates down. Like, it's gonna collapse. And when it collapses, like, what do we do next? Okay, I know a lot of things we could do next to sustain the America. I can do that. I mean, I mean, like, stuff I done learned in my lifetime in these last 50 years, I know exactly how to move right now. And then I know what type of people I need to be around. I know a lot. You know what I mean, to fix situations. People like, okay, I'm in transportation business, okay, with driving truck. That's what helped the world go around. See what I'm saying? Right there, it's just that one thing right there. Now I know how to move freight around. I know what hub areas are. I know about this whole logistics business. You know what I mean? When it comes to food, I say that when it comes to food and like essentials for people, like I done mastered that pretty much. And so like right now, I wanted to buy and sell produce. Man, when I started with this company right here, started, you know, driving here, and then I'm helping build this trucking company. Yo, you wouldn't even believe I got over 3,000 contacts. That way I can reach out to people and find loads and move freight. For them right now, I got phone numbers, email addresses, everything. Like, how you think I got that? It just came in my phone. I can show it to people, but they wouldn't know what to do with it. I can show you, man, I screenshot. Man, matter of fact, hold on. I ain't got to prove nothing. You'll see if you stay here long enough. Let's work together. So that's why, you know, it ain't about, the people that I get on here, about the likes and whatever you call it, the subscribers and all that kind of stuff. Man, I don't care about that. I can see farther than other people that come here. I can see farther than they can see. Like, there was little kids in here earlier. I was having fun talking to little kids in the 5th grade and 6th grade and 7th grade. That was nice, man, because I love kids, man. I play with kids all day. So I started off like, talking to them, and they was liking it. So I can do that. And then they out of here pretty much in bed right now. And then when it start flowing this way, it's just always gonna come out. And I'm gonna speak my truth, and that's gonna be that. Man, some of these I can just rip off like this. So, I mean, I can talk about this kind of stuff like this all day. I can sit here and come up with stuff and talk to people about stuff here to help them stay informed with like celestial and how God moving and whole classes and do all of that. Nah, what I'm here to do is my workshops are going to show about the logistics, my logistics experience, and that's going to show how I'm going to implement systems to help communities move forward with what's coming. And I'm going to show that on here. Like I'm not even charging nobody for nothing. Like, no, you want to network with the galactic, the 369 Galactic Angelic Kingdom Empire? That's what I call it. My workshop. You know what I mean? So, you can network with us. You know, a lot of people gonna be pissed off and mad, not like this, and people gonna be scared. And you know, you're gonna get some people come in and try to infiltrate and try to, you know, and think they can come in, but they better watch their protection, boy. That protection's serious. And so I know that I got that protection, and I can throw that around when I get to that part. Yeah, you don't wanna mess with me. And I got the celestial, you know what I mean, to support me. You know, aliens, like, you know, y'all tell us a myth. Mess with me if you want to. They'll put up real quick. Like, yeah, boy. Woo. And so, and that's where it is. And like, and that's not a good thing to say that, like, you know, like, cause, you know, that can be, you know, it'll be a battle, basically. And it's gonna be forcing somebody to do something and stuff like that. And we don't come like that. We don't force nobody to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's either you get it, you get it. But everything that I go through, and like nobody don't want to work with me or whatever, okay. So then it's like when people say pass judgment on people and you're gonna get revenge and all that, man, the Most High don't get. Why the Creator need to get? If He created the universe, the planets, the sun, the moon, and all that, why would He want to battle with the devil, man? All He know he got to do is just take away the sun, and the devil can't survive here. Basically, how would it be the devil if you just take away the sun? So the devil can't control the sun or the moon. He can't do that. So that's all he got to do. And so then, like, human beings don't really have to be here. Like, God can just say, okay, well, that didn't work out. That didn't pan out. Let's just do something else. You energy. If you throw something in your vessel, you just move around and be something else. Be in a whole nother dimension, in a whole nother sector of the universe, or in another universe. Man, this thing's big. It's really big. Bigger than what people think. So it's a lot to go to. You know what I mean? When you're talking about the infinite, talking about the Creator, and some of us know, like, boy, it's big. You have no clue, no idea. Like, not even close. You won't even get close with it. Some people won't. Because you can, but you got to open up your mind to it and stuff like that when you have somebody like me explain it to you. And then when the information comes through and I tell it to you, you discern it and see if it sit with you good, and then you hold that information if you want to. That's the way we move. You know, divine beings, you know, angelic beings. You know, been put in this vessel. This is my 13th lifetime here. And how I know that, how they proved it to me? My address is 1165. So 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. Like 369. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And then I just tell you about just so many different, like, okay, my truck number is 23, right? So I would say, oh, Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying? And then the lady that just, you know, the operations manager with the company that we put in for, you wouldn't even believe this lady named Jordan, man. And my truck number 23, and this operations manager, like the main lady I go to if I'm having problems with the new company we put in freight for, her name is Jordan. Jordan. And I'm like, what? I'm like, oh man, like, how aligned is that? And I would say, you know, 23 like Michael Jordan. You know, you from the hood, you use numbers like that, like, you know, 32. That's Shaq. You know, Kobe is number 8. You know what I'm saying? And why you think Kobe number was number 8? Then he went to 24, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and so it was like that. It's like that. Like, you know, I'm truck 23. And really, like, the lady, kind of like my boss lady, what I call her, her name Jordan. And I would put up on the scale and get my weight. I said 23 like Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, I met the lady, I'm going to help you with Jordan. Jordan. I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, man. That's how the Most High be hitting me. Like, you see how I'm rolling with you? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm paying attention, boy. So it's like that. So, I can talk this and say that. That don't mean it work for everybody that way. But I'm just giving you how it worked with me. So some people it worked this way for them. Some people I don't. It's just it can go a lot of different ways, man. Some people are meant to be out there preaching and being a Buddhist monk, or being a leader of Islam and Buddha and Shiva and all that other stuff. Because it helped. You know what I'm saying? So to help everybody, you know what I mean? So now other people positions, you got preachers and pastors and stuff talking about being in alignment and ascension. They wasn't talking that until, you know what I mean, information started coming. So they've been picking up on some of the information too. But then they want to say, oh God, like, man, I'm tired of all that. Man, I'm tired of all that yelling and all that just talking. Like, that's aggravating. That's aggravating, man. You've been talking and preaching the same thing for years now, man. And you ain't done nothing in the community. Like, did you show people how to, you know what I mean, get more educated in a way that's in the community that need it? Did you create a system to help kids that's at adversaries and help with scholarship money to send them to college, or some kind of program to work with the schools to help kids, you know, find jobs, to help the single parent mom. She got 5 kids, knowing she needed a kid, at least help her pay half of the rent every month. Are you implementing like mechanic shops? You could develop mechanic shops and buy a mechanic shop. The money you taking from the congregation, open up a mechanic shop, hire a mechanic, and say, hey man, I'll give you 20% of the gross of the business if you know what I'm saying, you run it. And then but you gotta train kids, you know what I mean, it's at risk and all that, stuff like that. And you know, and that way they can go out and make $300 a week, you know what I mean, use $600 of that money to give to their mom. And then by the time they get out of high school, they can do that. If they want to go to college for engineering, so now they can save enough money, and then we can create a charity where people can donate to the charity to help the kid when they get to use the mechanic to get through school. Now he can go into engineering and do this and do that. You can go to the smaller schools, but with technology coming in, you really don't even need those big schools like that no more. You really don't. So now we can teach a new way. Like somebody else, we can hire the professors to teach new curriculum in a certain way to blend in with the technology. And to see they not thinking like that. All they doing is thinking about the same book that's, the Bible, 600 years? I think the King James Version is about 600 years old? Or something like that? Like that Bible's not that old. You know what I mean? So, you're going to preach something from a person that wasn't a good person. Oh, but God, he made this person was good. Nah, man. If it worked that way, okay. I don't care which way it goes, but I'm not gonna. I know I see what's in front of me when people need help, because I know I was one of the people that needed help. Like right now, I need help now. Then I go to a church and say, hey man, I need somebody to help me cook dinner, man. I hurt my leg. I need a ride to the doctor. Can y'all help me get to, find a doctor, help me get the health insurance? They could be helping people sign up for health insurance like me. You could have been in the community or created something like, oh, the church will help you. Go there. If you don't know, you don't need a church to help you. You can't reach out to churches like that no more. Period. You couldn't, when I was coming up, where I'm from, man, black churches, they wasn't all the way right. And then the white people would come through the neighborhood and pick us up in school buses and take us to church on Sunday. And I'm like, how they can do that and black people can't? You know what I'm saying? And so they don't even do that. A lot of them. They got a church band, but a kid don't get tired of that boring story, man. The same boring story that you was listening to when you was coming up. Then your daddy and your mama, and this dude, he's 60, talking about the same thing, and his daddy was doing the same thing, talking about the same thing, preaching about the same thing. He at 960. It's like you saying the same, and you're not doing nothing, bro. Nothing. Like when Trayvon Martin got killed, like y'all church, you wasn't where you was. Where you was, man. Y'all didn't stand up like that with them. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe if it was to get on TV or something, but like, do you still support that process to this day? Nah. Are you out there when it's gang violence in the streets? You're not out there talking to the youth and trying to come up with programs to help the youth stay away from being a YN nowadays, and it's bad. Every night, like you want to tell them, hey, you don't need to be on demon time. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that, and then being able to teach them from there. So now guys like my age is 50, 55, 60. You know where we come from. You know what I mean? My era. You know what I'm saying? Like they preaching. Like why you not out there standing up and advocating for communities like that that's impoverished and a lot of violence, gun violence, really now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should be all everywhere right now. Loud, everybody should know. Hey man, the church people coming through. Hey, you at the club. Hey, y'all can do what y'all want to do, man. Just, we make sure that everybody put the guns down. So go ahead and have a good time. Got the church people walking through like angels and saying they ready to stand. You gonna shoot that gun around here today? You gonna shoot me first? How many of them gonna stand up and do that? None of them. Oh, I ain't gonna be around the sinners because God said this. It's always what God said. You know what I'm saying? It's the word. You just talking, man. You're not helping nobody. Then as soon as somebody don't do something what you want them to do, you mad. I'm gonna have God. God gonna deal with them. God, you want God to be in battle now. But then you don't want to be in battle with the same human beings that you want God to be in battle with. Being in battle is like, go to some of these events where oh man, these kids go to the skating ring. They need to be learning how to have a good time. They do a lot of fighting in there. You know what I'm saying? These teenagers. But let's go there and be able to show a presence. And like, you can listen to the music, dance a little bit with the people, get along with them. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with a little bit. Goddamn shit. You know what I'm saying? Like what's wrong with a couple of words like that? You know what I'm saying? That's, and if they say that in the music, it makes sense. And then like instead of you saying, oh, that ain't the word, God don't want. See, you teaching separation right there. That's separation you teaching. And so now these kids want to be able to have somewhere to go, a teen little night where they can go out and hang out and, everybody like to dress up and do the little, social media thing and stuff like that. Create spaces safe spaces for teenagers and stuff like that so they can learn how to go and communicate with people in a better way. And see, I can just think of stuff like that from the spirit, just like that, without trying to go in the Bible and learn how to get the information from God to give you the word of God here. No. I'm just going to show you what we need to do is in humanity and listen to ourselves. Then we're going to hear God and see God. You don't need to have everybody telling you how God is. And, hey, God, He's like, well, my life ain't going like that. Well, you got to do this. Man, I tried all that. This ain't working. And then you frustrated. Oh, I don't want to backslide. And you just wondering, like, why I keep trying to church and it just ain't working for me because it's not the way you're supposed to be going. Some people need that. For whatever reason that is, if they there for a reason. They stuck doing that. So really, like, people is tapped in, we can just leave them people over there where they at. Like, you know what I mean? Don't come around me trying to tell me about God and, Jesus did this and that. Like, yo, man, come on, bro. You telling me the same story. Somebody that didn't have our great, that's really disregard us, don't like us, gave you this book and told us this is the word of God. And then they changed the words in the Bible, and then they say, oh, we made it an easy to understand version. No, you changed the Bible, man. How you gonna make it easy to understand version? You changed it. No, it ain't changed. What? That's not what the other Bible said, but this is the New Testament. This is a new version of the Bible, like, and then people argue with you and tell you that the Bible it's not changed. It's just easy to understand. Man, first say God made Adam, then He made Eve to tell you the story. Now you get the new books. In the beginning, God created man and woman. You know what I'm saying? They skipped that part of how he created, you know what I mean, Adam first, then laid him in a deep sleep, made him, form him out of dust of the earth, breathed into the mouth, then made man, and then laid him to sleep, took a rib from Adam and gave it to Eve and made one man from man's rib. That's what they say in the Bible. But like now they skipped that part. Oh, it's easy, but it's easy to read. You just changed it, man. And you want me to take that and then you want me to sit here and let you tell me it's easy to read. Yo, man, see, you're not living in reality, bro, with a capital T. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And people don't argue with you, so I just know myself, like, man, I'm not finna, nah, you ain't gonna play with me, bro. Like, And then, like, you know, man, I'm not finna even play around with kind of people, man. Like, I can go to church and pray, you know, I can go with a Buddhist monk or I don't give a damn what you is. You can be an atheist. Atheist people got a point too. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything do. The devil got his point too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can just pray for the devil, man. God, just, you know, but and God already know, yeah, you need to pray for the devil because he did it to himself. Like, not pray for him, but, you know, you can feel bad for him because, like, he an idiot. So sometimes you feel bad for idiots. It's okay to feel bad, like, what an idiot. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll laugh it off. Even if, you know what I'm saying, he's attacking you, but he's not really coming to you physically attacking you like a human being is. Yeah, it might be something working and that energy comes to you as a human being attacking you, but it's not the devil. Like, it's just the devil is not the dude with the horns, none of that. It's the energy. It's the, what do they call it? I was going to say it right on the tip of my tongue. Luciferian. It's the Luciferian energy because it's Luciferian beings. You know what I'm saying? What they call the fallen angels. They gang together, call themselves Luciferian, and some of them left for air. Like, yo, they just went against the one dark dude, and then they came like, yo, it's just a bunch of, I'm way too tapped in. So it's just the energy of Luciferian beings that was here. You know what I'm saying? So it's entities that run around and, you know what I mean, and body jump, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. When people let them in their energy, yeah, they do that, but it's not like you can see them. I've seen them a few times on people. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't scare me. But it couldn't do nothing. It looked like it was like, I'm sorry, like, because I caught it and I was able to see it, but it couldn't move. It was just stuck on the person. And it was just looking at me like a sick puppy. So I was like, what the heck? And I just yelled at it when I was yelling at the person because you know, sometimes the person was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it was using it. You know what I mean? And I started picking up on that. Before I started getting communication, I saw it. And it didn't scare me. And I was like, what the heck? And I didn't know nothing like what I know now. But I was experiencing celestial, you know, forces and stuff like that showing up a little bit at that time. And I didn't let it didn't scare me. You know what I'm saying? It just shocked me. Like, now, like, I was really mad. Like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, talk to me. Like, why you sitting there? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the heck? Like, I don't know. I was just in a different space, and I just kind of yelled at it. And it was really scary when I yelled at it. And it's still, you know what I'm saying? So, and I go through it, like, demonic stuff, what they call it. But it be like entities, like, look like they could be any type of way, man. You know, they're not gonna show you how they look. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, they don't. It's just at this point, it's just a human being, man. So people, you know what I mean? They judge themselves. They make their choice. Some people they stay on that side, like they want to be on demon time. They rap about it and all that kind of stuff. And people, hey, I'm demon time. Go ahead on. My angel's gonna ride for me, boy. Don't play with me. And I wait on God. You know, and God works slow. The creative work really slow, man. Cause he be like, it's just creation. Man, God way too loving. And the devil, like, you know, like he loving. He don't, he too loving it like being battled. That's what the mother God for. Boy, she like a lawyer. Like, when she breaks stuff down, like she do it like by law. And I like when she would communicate, she would explain to me things like in law. And so that's how I, like, you know, understood universal, you know, laws coming upon the planet. And she would speak like that about, you know, in a way with stuff going on, like by the law. So, like, I was in spiritual court. Like, I didn't know what spiritual court was. And I had to figure it out that I was in spiritual court. I'm like, what? Like, I still don't know to this day, like, what it mean. But I know it was like I was found not guilty. And I'm like, how's in a spiritual court? And then the mother God came and she was telling me, she was like, no, you just, she called me Leo. Leo, baby, you ain't did nothing wrong. She was like, these mother, you know what I'm saying? She talk junk. She was like, they just got set up to get wet up. You know what I'm saying? So I was like bait for the creator doing something the whole time. You know, with this being my 13th lifetime here. And I can speak and say it because a lot of stuff in the dark know this stuff about me as a human being. And I'm like, they knew more about me than I did. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that. Like, you know, she would say stuff like let me know, and that's why I say, like, with the vegetables, and when things started being released in my life and stuff like that, it was like I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? When it comes as far as the devil, it ain't the devil like what you thinking. It's like I was so much high ranking. I'm so high ranking, being a angelic being. Just period, not even just a human being, but I'm just an angelic being. Wherever I go, I'm just angelic. So, just with me being that, I'm able to go through a lot of things and wake up and deal with, celestial stuff in a human form without going crazy. You know what I mean? Because, like, and then meeting, the mother God, the creator mother, meeting her, you'll be in the crazy house. The way she, like, when she come and bring her energy in and start communicating with you, it'll drive you crazy, I'm telling you. Like, to keep up with it, it's either gonna drive you crazy, or you would, end up doing that to yourself. Or somebody else gonna do it to you, because you're gonna crash out. Like, it's gonna stretch your brain. Like, she big energy, boy. And like, when she came in, she was like straight in battle mode. But she loving with it, you know what I'm saying? And so that's like what the creator got, like his counterpart. This, you know what I'm saying, that's what people don't get. They think the creator, he's this masculine energy, he is a man or whatever. They think that he is the one that want to do battle and all that dark stuff. Nah, not him. Not at all. Not 1 inch of him is like that. It's not. Like, that's what he got her for. And she protects him with that energy, like, so she can match the devil energy too. And it's her. So when you think you're gonna get the judgment day and see God like this man or whatever, no, when you get there, you're gonna see a woman. When you get there, you're gonna see a woman for real. A feminine energy. That's what's gonna happen. And so, that's how I know when she came in and started, man, it was beautiful. And like, man, I boo-hoo cry. And then sometimes, like, the way she comes to me, she'll cry. But it's not like nothing just given to me, like, boom. Just because I'm that, like, everything gonna stop. No, I still got battles and still gonna go through it. And I can slip back and fall back into, being manipulated and do everybody like how they do me. I can do all the same thing. You know, start back in the drug world, you know, drinking, partying, and not paying attention, and and doing, all the things is not for my greatest good. I can start doing those things again. I mean, well, I can just, some of it I was doing, but I ain't ever been the type, I'm gonna do people how they do me. I ain't never been that type. I thought like that, and I would say that throughout the day, and I kind of start going that way, but I end up still being nice again. And I be like, and then I just kept growing through that, so I'm always like that. And I know I feel that today, then I'm like, I'm just talking junk right now. I'm talking shit right now. You know what I'm saying? So tomorrow I'll be all right. So yeah, and that's how ranking I am. Like, and I had to I had the stuff explained to me. Like, and a lot of things scared of me. Like a lot of beans and stuff like that, boy, they scared of me. And I'm like, really? Like, boy, they like, what? And like, when they found out, like, who I am, some kind of way and stuff like that. And then, like, so when they thought I was going to be in spiritual court to judge me from stuff from a previous lifetimes and this lifetime or whatever like that, or however that spiritual court thing worked, they thought, that it was going to be, but then they thought I was something else different. But really, when it comes to find out, I'm way bigger than them. You know what I'm saying? And that's a responsibility. That's not like God gonna favor me because of this, like the high ranking I am, who I am. I just know I just be on assignment. I do my part and I pay attention. So now, like this time when I go and I come in, I wake up. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm like all business. You know what I'm saying? And the Creator know that. And so, and that's what it is. So I don't need to be. You can think you can manipulate me or whatever, but I'm already gonna see you when you first start talking. I just pick up on your energy like that, like, oh, I already know what this is. And then, like, I'll play, you know what I'm saying? I'll talk, I won't play, but I'll play along and just keep, you know what I mean? I'll be hitting you with different questions you would think, I'll be testing you, and then in ways, you know what I'm saying, to see if you trying to be manipulative without doing that, but being my truth and being real with you. Then I just watch certain things you do, and then take one or two things, oh, yep. And then I keep moving the same way I move when I'm moving. Then I try to help you, guide you. Then people they crash out themselves because they can't sit in my energy too long. And then they'll try to spin me and make me like I'm the bad person or I'm not a good person. Oh, because this, you goddamn right I could be like, what you want me to be? Yeah, I'm going to talk my, you know what I'm saying? Like, you better stop playing with me. Yeah, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all can do that. So when we all need to be that way sometimes with some people. So that's the type of divine being I am. Like, warrior angel. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they want to say angel or whatever, just using English, the American English language to, speak what I'm talking about. But it's not easy, man. It's not an easy job because, like, what's coming forward was. Woo! Ain't had no heart for some people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they did it to themselves. So, when things start changing, and you haven't been catching the shifts, and you haven't been catching on, paying attention, you left straight behind. You ain't your bloodline. And I can't go back and feel sorry for nobody and say, man, I got other things to do. They stuck over there, but you know what I mean? So many other people to help and to work with, they want to help and they need it. You know what I'm saying? You can't pay attention to somebody, if I keep giving them a chance, they're going to keep doing the same thing. That's how God is. Why keep giving you opportunities? I gave you one kidney, and you need to stop drinking, and I gave you a kidney transplant, and then you still go back to drinking and doing all the stuff, you know what I mean, you don't need to be doing. And it's like that, like, how can I help this person? So, you know, I'm learning that, and a lot. So, and people say, oh, you know this, that, and other. Man, you better think about them little 5-year-old kids missing arms, legs, and everything right now in hospitals, and they burnt real bad from the bombs dropping. When they dropped the bombs in other countries, when America dropped the bombs, what you think happening? People on fire, little kids on fire, women, pregnant women, and all that kind of stuff, man. They got 3rd-degree burns all over their body and stuff. They don't have the medication to, you know what I mean? They got to take all that pain to fix, to help them treat them for their burns. Have their face burnt off, arm, fingers burnt, melted all together, and all kind of stuff, man. Now they got to amputate their legs. Now you got a little 5-year-old. They don't have the medication to none. What you think finna happen, man? You just think about somebody cutting your leg off, and you don't have no numbing medication, and you feeling like that's a 5-year-old. People don't think like that. They want to tell you, oh man, the word say this, and go back and forth, but then this kid laying over there right now is going through this. You're not even feeling that because you don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like to think about them things. Why you don't? But you want to talk about God. Don't you think God feeling that? Of course. You know what I'm saying? When he here in this sector, dealing over here in this sector, yeah. Because, like, you know, his children have went through it here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? God came for, you know, for his kids, to support his kids, like, basically. So, I mean, we have to be the same way, you know, when it comes to that understanding, understanding, overstanding right there. And I mean, it'd be nice for me to be in a position where I can help with that right now. Like, I could be doing something. Instead of me cooking right here, I feel guilty, basically. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to cook a good meal, and people can't even do this. Some people in the world can't even do that right now. Look at the Afghanistan people. They live in the mountains, in the mountains, in rock houses, man, with tin roofs and stuff like that. But they love the way they live. I like it too. I would like to live like that, but excuse me. Humanity has advanced, like advanced beings. Like, you know, you got other you know, aliens that's more advanced than human beings, and they've been manipulating the human beings, the human species. So, don't you think we should get some of the same technology and stuff that they have? It'd be no more than right. And so that's where we at right now. To be real with you, think about it. How can I be videoing on here? Back when the Jetsons was on, when I was a kid, and somebody talked through a TV screen, I didn't think that could never happen. Oh, that's never gonna happen. And we doing it now. And the Jetsons, the cartoon was showing that back then. So we had stuff like that would show us, you know, what we was going to. And that'd be the divine, like watering stuff down for you, preparing you. So some stuff look dark, and it has to be. And right now, it won't let me try to break that down to you because I don't need to. I need to wash my greens. Check them out. Look at that, man. See, when I work on something, like, I don't mess around and play. I'm not one of these dudes say, I'm cooking you some collard greens and stuff like that, and then don't do it. Look at my neck bones, they about done. I was supposed to cook my beans, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the store and get some frozen field peas and put them with some of the neck bones and cook. Yeah, I'm gonna wash these greens and put them in the refrigerator, put them in a plastic bag, put them in the refrigerator I'll be home. I don't know. I'm supposed to leave tomorrow. I had a load, then he took it back, then he supposed to be gave me another load, but he didn't give me the information on the pickup for tomorrow. But I know I'm going out and then I'll be back home. I wanted to leave by noon, so I could be back home about 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Hey man, my bass is loud. So that's the things I go through. Gotta watch my green. And like living through this and talking to this to people, man, I can hear a lot of people talking about this stuff on social media and stuff like that, YouTube and Facebook. And there's people out there that notice some of this stuff I know. But they don't talk about like the ship showing up. They'll say, oh yeah, I experienced some things. I'm like, okay, and I try to communicate with people. Man, I had a lot of stuff going on happening to me because of all this stuff. So moving forward, like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be moving and talking about this stuff, like, cause it's coming, bro. Like, I'm telling you. Like, cause it's been too much around, and, like, you know what I mean? I know information, eventually. Because they don't want to confuse people. So, I can't sit here and say, oh yeah, they all gonna just show up and just come just like that or whatever. I don't really, I can't really say that, but I know with my feelings, they don't just tell me that, let me know that type of information, but I know, yeah, it's gonna be like boom, like right there sitting, letting you know like, yeah, we here. And so some people like me, you know, with me speaking and talking now, you'll know, like, when I'm talking, I'm giving information from that, like, hey, this is what we need to do, this is what we got to do. Then you ain't got no other choice but to respect it. And say, oh, he ain't playing. No, I'm not. Like, we bringing the kingdom of heaven upon the earth. And it's celestial stuff, like alien stuff, man. What you think God is? God came here, yeah, he could be anything, right? You know what I'm saying? So, why can't he be a human being again? If he died, if Jesus died for our sins, and God came here as a man and died for our sins, like, wait a minute. Only what is a sin? Something they told us it was. So that means I got a limp, man. My surgery, boy. Gotta go through that. So you got a warrior angel that can, you know what I'm saying? You gotta fight the devil. Don't you think you could be in that energy too? The devil energy. That's all that is, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know. And, you know, the Most High creator, he don't like to use force and military type stuff to battle with stuff. Like, he don't like to do that. So that's why things work slow with creators. And then, like, the devil don't even believe, like, this person works with God for real. I thought it was just, I didn't think, some of they already knew, kind of knew, had an idea, because they could pick up on the energy. Or however that works. That part, I don't know about all that. I ain't gonna go into that, but I can tell you, like, that's why stuff I have, technology that I have, is big, huge. Like, the devil, like, we unwittable. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally. And I don't care, you know, like, if somebody here know, like, yeah, but you can have this information, you can have this technology and the stuff that I'm talking about, but if you don't tote nothing in your vessel, you ain't working with the right things, what you think you're gonna be able to do with it? Nothing. You're not gonna be able to do nothing with it. Wash some greens, can't do nothing with it. Oh, these greens pretty clean. 10:34. One more wash, then I can put this up. So yeah, I can talk this around anybody. I don't care. Cause I know what I walk with, like period. Yes, sir. This thing ain't like to work right when I put the greens in here. Oh, one sec. Over here. You know what? I think I'm just gonna no, I better go and do this the right way. Put some of these neck bones in here. Put my field peas. I'm about to go ahead and start my greens and cook me something to eat for dinner tonight. I don't know what I'm gonna cook. I think I'm gonna make me some toast sandwiches and bologna sandwiches. That's what I'll do. That's for my field peas. Hope it can't put in the refrigerator yet. That's the last wash right here. So I talk about a lot of this kind of stuff, but I don't get too deep like this all the time, but I will. Whew, boy, I'm tired. So now I need a plastic bag. And you know what? I think I put them all on the truck. I did. So now I need a plastic bag to put my greens in. Let me see. Oh man. Nah, I'm tripping. I'm about to cook the greens right now. He's in here right now. Neck bones don't smell like they used to. So I cook a big pack. Some of them, like I take them and freeze them and I have greens for a while. So that's why I cook a bunch. And I need to get more pots. My sister that lived 2 streets over is supposed to give me some of her old dishes. That's how they play. Check me out. Oh, I'll put it back over here. Now to pack my greens down. Ooh, my foot feel a lot better than earlier because I heard it. Boy, oh my goodness. Man, you talking about some pain. Boy, I was in pain. I can't wait to try to get a real haircut, man. I'm tired of shaving my head bald, but that's all I can do right now. Look better than what I had on, right? Put a little seasoning salt right here, right here. Man, I can get to go to the dentist now. Oh my goodness. It took a while, man, to get here, you know. But I just kept having faith and I just kept doing me, kept moving how I need to be moving. I don't like the way my shirts fit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always getting stuck when I do that. It's getting stuck down here like that. When I look at my videos, I'm like, I don't like that about me. Like, but one thing about it, I can't complain about how the creator created me. Like, simple as that. So, all right, got the greens in, they working. Now I can make me a cheese sandwich. I'm about to move this over here. Use this burner. Tomorrow I put some crush some garlic, put some garlic and peppers in. I mean onions in my greens. Right now I'm about to make me a cheese toast, a couple bologna cheese toast sandwiches. Oh boy. Man, I had this cheese right here for like 5-6 months. It's all right. Oh, I got bread over here I need to use. That ankle bad, man. I was about to say, did I get Miracle Whip? Let me say it that way. I call it all mayo. Yes, I did. I'll make me 3. I use this bread. It's good. I crushed some of the bread. Doing Japanese bow tie. This is like a Japanese bow tie. You know, I'm tired all the way, put it through. Somebody taught me. I saw them do that. I was like, man, that's smart. How you do that? What? How you? What? That was Japanese. Talking about Japanese bow tie. I'm like, yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, Japanese bow tie. And they showed me how to do it. I've been doing it ever since. Refrigerator on close when I push it. I know my piece right here is coming off. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let them know about that. Like, hey, my refrigerator not closing at the bottom all the way. Yeah, so a lot of things look like it's dark and stuff like that, but the divine got to just bring you out. So you're going to go through some of the dark stuff. That's just the way it is, man. You heard that watch beep? When I was in the woods, I traded my cell phone and everything, and I ended up with a wristwatch. And that was a wristwatch that just beat, and the battery been working ever since like 4 years ago. It seemed like it's been about 3 now, though, literally, I think, somewhere around there. I can't really keep track of time like that no more. About like the times and dates when I went through things, can't keep track of that. Okay. Let's stir the greens while we're cooking the cheese sandwiches. That's the first one. Yep, the greens, boy, they bubbling. They cooking, boy. Man, it's smelling good. One more cheese sandwich. Eat one tonight, maybe, and then in the middle of the night, get up and eat another one. Cause I only ate a breakfast. It's really the only thing I had like in the last couple of days, so. I'm gonna eat like that. Excuse me, dang it. Ooh. Yes, sir. All right. Yeah, man, I'm gonna do my dishes tomorrow. Yeah, do my dishes tomorrow. Cause I gotta get off this quick. I gotta line things up. See that? I wouldn't like. I don't like this to be turned another way. Like I like it that way. It makes sense. So when I put it in the refrigerator, I know exactly what I'm looking at. And it looks like balance. You know what I mean? With the universe. Actually, it's me. That's how it works. I need a bigger skillet. I need another skillet so I can use that. Man, that gonna sound pretty good. Man, in the morning I'm gonna make me some pancakes, sausage, and eggs. Yeah. I'm doing that. Here, y'all want some? You eat pork? I do. Yeah, I hear you bragging about eating pork. I heard I can feel you and see you. Whoever just like said that, no, I felt that. Boom. What it do though? What? You heard that? All right, got that started. I can let that go until the morning. Let's go over here and sit by the window while I eat. Oh, make me a glass of water. Man, I had fun with the little kids on here today. I really did. I enjoy talking to the little teenagers. See, I gotta walk, man. It's bad. It's really bad. My ankle, man. My kid is tender. That's the park. That's nice. Mm. Oh boy. Truck coming through with his engine brake on. Hmm. Woo. Man, I just went and did a lot of work just now. And these sandwiches, they paying off, man. Mm-hmm. Ah. See that? Ooh. That's a good part about being a human being. Check out the park, though. Uh-huh. That noise you hear is the truck. He's turning on his engine brake. He waking the whole neighborhood up. To be real with you, sometimes I go through neighborhoods. I turn on my engine brake. Wake up, God damn it! That's what I like to say. All right, y'all. Not this, but this. So boom.